Um, just 2 minutes, ma'am. There's a guest joining.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
It's ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, doctor. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the
Thank
program.
you so much. And I am Dr. Ipsita Nanda.
We will, yes, ma'am. We will have a formal introduction
Okay.
and we will start with the program. So, shall we start?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure,
ma'am.
sure, sure. Definitely.
Uh, yes, Dr. Maheshwari, ma'am.
Okay,
Please
ma'am.
go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning to all. By invoking the blessings of God Almighty, let us start our today's program. Esteemed guests, respected dignitaries, and distinguished faculty members, it is my honor to welcome you all to this faculty development program designed to enhance our knowledge regarding outcome-based education. We like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Allana Institution of Management Science Pune and Velammal College of Engineering and Technology Chairman, Principal, Dean Academics, HOD Dr. Selalakshmi Ma'am, other faculty members of our department for the successful conduct of this faculty development program. Now let us move on to the today's program. Amidst us, today we have an eminent personality, Dr. Epsita Nanda, Professor and the IQAC NEP Coordinator, School of Computer Science and Engineering, IILM University, Greater Noida. She has total experience of 19 years. She had worked in various states such as Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, etc. She also worked in Bangkok, Thailand. She had completed her postdoctoral fellow in Lincoln University, Malaysia. She had designed curriculum for various engineering and computer science courses. She is also guiding PhD scholars. She had published more than 63 research articles in Scopus, Web of Science, ABDC journals, etc. She had published 8 research articles in international journals. 6 books were authored by Dr. Ipsita Nanda. She is doing many consultancy projects for renowned companies. Dr. Ipsita Nanda has received number of awards and honors. She has organized many conferences, webinars, and seminars. She got 17 patents granted and 3 patents published and 4 copyrights. She acted as a resource person for so many programs. She is an editorial board member in 10 journals. Still, her CV is continuing. Due to lack of time, we have a great personality today to deliver her talk on the topic, the impact of outcome-based education on student achievement and measuring success as per NEP. Please, ma'am, we are eager to hear your words.
Thank you so much for the brief introduction. It's really nice and honor to be here with a lot of faculty members. And let me start it because little bit late I started, I think. I'm very sorry because there was a meeting, so for which let me start it and then we will discuss any questions, anything you can ask me at the end. And let me share my screen. Is it visible? Is the screen visible
Not yet visible.
now?
Not, no, ma'am.
Okay.
Dr. Nanda, it was visible initially when you shared.
Okay. So I'm setting in that way. I think it
Uh,
will be now. Is it visible now?
yes, yes.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much. So much. Yeah. So actually, the thing is that these days, what happens? Always we are thinking about the importance of objective. Nobody is worried about outcome. That is the main thing. So here we are thinking of like we are giving importance to the materials which are provided to the students, but how to achieve it is little bit less. So failure is the pillar of success, for which now we are thinking that objective is something different and outcome is something different. So what is the impact? Impact means how it impacts the society, how it impacts the faculty, how it impacts the student, and through what. So for that reason there are many measuring things which are developed so that we can think about the outcome, not only objective. What is the objective, what is the aim is something different rather than outcome. So on the basis of education, NEP started some policies and started implementing it from 2017, but it started as a whole in 2020 as a rule. So here we will discuss how the measurement is done and how the things are going to be improved with the help of faculties to the student, which is imparted to the students. So before which, before outcome based education, before OBE, we were thinking about only objective, not outcome of the education. What will be the outcome? Nobody was worried. So for that reason, education is one. Second is what is based on the education. Third is what is objective. And from objective, we get the outcome. That is the result. So, like whatever we are teaching, it should be somewhere implemented. It should be somewhere practically designed. So, for which we will be discussing it. So here outcome based education or outcome based learning, for which outcome means what? Outcome means competencies. What are the abilities which can be imparted? What is the quality of knowledge which should be delivered? So how it is done? Is it the quantity of the student or the quality of the student? We don't require quantity. We require quality. Quality of what? Quality of education. So that is the importance we have to give, and accordingly we have to check that what are the abilities of that student, so that gradually, slowly, gradually we can improve our courses and accordingly we can teach. So quality of knowledge is what? Not delivering the hard courses, but according to the demand of the industry, according to the demand of the academia, according to the students' demand, we should have a curriculum so that any student can get, or what is taught in the class can be delivered in such a manner that they can adapt it, they can learn it, and they can apply it. So outcome means application. How, where to apply, how to apply, all these things. Not what is, what everybody know, but how and where are the two question marks which are never delivered in the class, which will improve the quality of education, for which we require outcome based. So that is the base of learning. So first one is competency, second one is the quality of education. Now what is the output? What they have learned. So output is the qualification, the degree, quantity of knowledge. These days you must have seen NEP has provided 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year certification. So why it is done? So that if a student is learning for 1 year, then what is that? That is a certificate. 1 year certificate is designed. Second is diploma. So third is you are getting a certificate of graduation certificate. Fourth with honors or research. So similarly in case of PG, first year, second year. First year is carried as diploma. Second year. So this is the outcome. What is the outcome of education which is delivered and how they will be credited? So that is the output. So this way we are thinking of. So administrative system, like you can see that I am acting as a dean IQAC. So how to impact the education in such a way that it can be smoothly conducted? So here outcome based education is the education which is delivered in the administrative level, as one course should have a course coordinator. Now what is the meaning of course coordinator? Course coordinator means subject coordinator. Then again we will move to module coordinator. Now what is the modules? So course consists of various modules. So modules means units, unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here what we'll do, we will do some course outcome and program outcome and plan it accordingly, which is very much required in NAC. So next is the program coordinator. Now what is the program coordinator? Program coordinator will see that what the course, the module which is delivered in the class is done properly or conducted properly or not. Next will be the program assessment committee. Now the program assessment committee will decide that whether the thing which is delivered in the class is object oriented or not, is outcome based or not. So accordingly, somewhere or the other we have some checkpoints. Next one is advisory board committee. Now advisory board committee in every schools, every institute, every colleges, every universities, they are having board of studies. So what does the board of studies see? The quality, not the quantity of the course, the quality which is delivered. So that is also outcome based. One of the strategy is that we have to see in each and every case that whether it is outcome based or not. Whatever is delivered is not only objective, it is outcome based or not. So for that reason, we have all the checkpoints. Everywhere there is a checkpoint. So course coordinator, module coordinator, then program coordinator, then program assessment committee. It's a group of faculty, senior faculty members. Then advisory board committee is a group of internal as well as external members. Then last at the end, it will come to IQAC, where IQAC will give the feedback, final feedback, whether it is object oriented or outcome based, because objective and outcome is totally different, but we are in a confused state of mind. We are always thinking of objective, not giving importance to the outcome. Now in case of accreditation criteria, now after this, what should be our objective of OBE, that is outcome based? So outcome based now consists of mission, vision and PEO. Now what is PEO? Program educational outcome. So what are the thing? What is the mission? If the mission is clear, that means the vision of the curriculum, the vision of the syllabus which is designed is up to a mark. So for that reason, we have to think about the mission and the program educational outcome, because program educational outcome is the important case which is required for NBA accreditation. That is for a departmental level. So NBA, if you are applying for NBA, that means you have to give importance in your course curriculum design. in your syllabus design, insert COPO mapping as well as PEO mapping. So that you have to think about. So in engineering, there are 12 POs. In your MBA, BBA, and all, they are out of 12. You can select 8 or 6. Then, if you are going for law, they're also the same thing, 6 or 8. If you are going for agriculture, there are many boards, PCI boards are also there. So we have to stick to that. Still, if mapping is there, means you can select POs and accordingly you can implement it. So there comes program outcomes. Now program outcomes means whatever we are delivering, what are the POs we are considering. So that there are 12 POs. So accordingly we have to see that which to select. It's not mandatory that all the 12 we have to do, but we can select it. In engineering, it is mandated, but in other course curriculum, it is not mandated. Like in MBA or management, school of management, school of law, it's not mandated. School of agriculture is not mandated. So different institution, it's not mandated, but school of engineering, it's mandated. So let us go to program curriculum. So the program curriculum which is designed is should be the outcome based. What is the outcome? Program outcome, course outcome. Course outcome means to understand, to design. So there are many hierarchies, so we have to follow accordingly. There is a Bloom's taxonomy which we have to follow. In my means after the slides, so we will be discussing. So program curriculum, then student performance, then faculty contribution, student performance. If the curriculum is good, the student will perform well. So we have to see that slow learners and fast learners. Slow learners means there should be some modules which the weak students, weak group of students can understand. And fast learner means those who are achievers, those who can do well. So for them, it will be like they will be getting good marks. So in simple terms, I am explaining so that everybody can understand. So student performance is one of the criteria from which we can see that slow learner and fast learner. Then accordingly, we will move to faculty contribution. So what is the faculty contribution? Faculty contribution means how the course curriculum is designed, how they will relate to it to the industry, how it will be marketable. Because if unless and until it is not marketable, it is not implementation oriented, that means is over. The course curriculum is useless. So accordingly we have to plan, accordingly we have to design as per the requirement of the market. Market means at the end we require placement or good, like they can go for higher studies. If the course curriculum will be weak, then what will be the contribution by the student and what faculty contributed. So we have to segregate, we have to have some landmark so that equally it can be designed, equally it can be calculated. Facility and technical support. Now what is the facility required? Good labs, good instruments, good technical facility, good software, good hardware. Everything should be there so that it can be implemented easily and it will be interesting to teach, as well as it will be good for the students. They will come to the class, they will learn, they will hear you. Otherwise, uh, it will be like theoretical class and no implementation. Academic support unit and teaching learning process. Now academic support means it's up to like higher labels. We can say that higher support, higher management, higher authorities should give you the support. And teaching learning process means like smart boards should be there. Chalk and talk, those days were gone, still we are working on it. But whiteboards, smart boards, all the technical flip classes, flip learning classes, many techniques are there. ICT, so some guest lectures, some visiting faculties, something we should be having so that it can be said that this is the outcome from the course which we got. Next is the governance. Governance means what? Whatever you are doing, you can apply a grant, or is the governing body which supervises institutional support and financial resources like seed grants. So everything, in each and everything, research is important. As you can see in NAC, research is given importance. In any accreditation, research is given importance. Why? Because if you are an academician, you should have some output, or as objective that this is the outcome which I got. Like UG scholars, they must be having IEEE conference paper. PG scholars, they must be having some journal papers, indexed journal papers. PhD scholars, they must be having some good SCI index paper. So slowly, gradually, there can be improvement. And also, we can provide some seed grants to the entrepreneurs or the startups, those who really wish to start of their own. Then continuous improvement, there are continuous improvement, because every day, every minute, every second, there are changes, and accordingly we can improve or improvise our course curriculum accordingly. So outcome based education for outcome based accreditation. Why I am speaking all these things? Because this is student oriented. What the student require? The student require education, curriculum, learning and teaching, and assessment. So that we can take into consideration that these are the small steps which can take us towards the students career and improvement of our course curriculum. So, what the students should be able to do, that is the attributes. They have to find the attributes, they have to find the keywords. Second is the curriculum, how to make the student achieve the outcome. Because we have to see that in the internship program, if the first year, second year student has read something and it cannot be implemented, that means it cannot be industry oriented. So, we cannot provide them those internship which they deserve to. So the course curriculum which is designed, it should be marketable, it should be designed in such a way that they can get good internship, they can get the paid internship and improve their career. Learning teaching, whatever the faculties are teaching, whatever they are learning, it should be measurable. As I said that everything should be measured by the course curriculum design, by the mapping, COPO mapping. That is another thing. So course outcome, program outcomes should be there so that it can match PEOs, program educational outcomes, so that we can think about the improvement and we can move forward. Last is the OBE, that is the assessment. So organization behavior or based assessment. Now, what is the assessment? How to assess it? Like faculty feedback, student can give some quiz, then test, then the semester exam, end sem exam, mid sem exam. Accordingly, we can slowly, gradually plan. They can give presentation. So, in some or the other way, we have to see and check that whether the quality which is to be provided to the student is outcome based or not. So this is the object based framework. That means industry and professional organization inputs and feedback should be there. Like when we design a course curriculum, we just call the board of faculty or board of studies and then do it. No, it should not be like that. There is a thing which we should, or that is a suggestion to all, that we can first connect it to some industry person or some external experts so that they can verify whatever is designed is deliverable or not. Is the course curriculum is according to the market or not? Are the students sellable or not? Whether they will get the recruitment or not? So many things we have to see and design the courses. Excuse me. So slowly, gradually, everything should be done, and all should be object oriented. Like you can see outcome, that is mission vision. Accordingly, we have to plan. Then POs and COs. These are one, and we can conduct one more session for this so that I can able to explain what is the COPO mapping and how it is done in different way. So there are a lot of improvements. How to improve? Because people are like you can say that people are always thinking of getting appreciation. They are not thinking that anybody can criticize us. So criticism is important, and we can say that comments is like appreciation to us, so that we can improve in our course curriculum, and accordingly we can design it, accordingly we can plan it, accordingly we can deliver it through our syllabus, which is a detailed syllabus which is done. In that also we can keep a module of project, so that some implementation can be done, some practical work can be given, some case study can be given, and accordingly we can select that whether the plan which we are giving or which we are delivering in the class is okay or not. This would be teaching method. Teaching method, not only the chalk and talk or whiteboard teaching. I am talking about ICT. So that some lecture notes, some lecture guest lectures can be provided, some visiting to the other organization can be done, some exchange program can be associated. Accordingly we have to plan in our academic calendar. Then go for learning activities. Learning activities means we can ask them for presentation, proper presentation of any unit or any module. From that a case study can be implemented, and so on and so forth. That is the outcome. Then assessment tool, accordingly we can plan for quiz or some games, so that in every field there will be some or the other amount of education. So assessment evaluation, you can see over here, assessment evaluation is institutional assessment. What is institutional assessment? That is the feedback. So there are indirect and direct, which in which the feedback is taken. Then program assessment. Program assessment means the outcome which we have written, that is the program outcome, is correct or not, for which a framework will be designed. Accordingly it will be asked to the faculty as well as to the student. Then the course assessment. Course assessment means again we have to move towards the strictness of the course curriculum which is designed, and apply it. So all are anyhow parallelly equally important. So we are focusing on improvement rather than focusing on the feedback. So competences. Now what is the competences? It is designed as the ability acquired by the student to meet the educational demand of the society. As I said, every time we should focus that whatever we are studying, whatever we are implementing, it should be society related. Society related means how it can be practically oriented, like the case study or the project which we are designing, whether it is marketable, whether it is sellable or not. Similarly, we have to think, we have to connect the experts, we have to ask them for the improvement, so that the feedback can be given to us, and accordingly we can plan. Here, a term we can utilize over here, that is task and learn. What is a task? Task means you are giving task like a homework to the student or the classwork to the student, plus learn. Learn means learn while earn. You can see learn while earn is the quote which is given by Wipro. So learn while earn means we can think about entrepreneurship. We can think that the case study which is done can be implemented somewhere as startup, can be registered in some incubation center as startup. So that it can be like, it can be advantageous to the coming society, and improvise it as a design, and file a copyright or the patent. So you can see that what I am talking. Case study means we can go for research, we can go for entrepreneurship, we can go for startup. Accordingly, we can design it, we can patent it like utility patent or design patent. Then, if both are not there, we can register somewhere as copyright, and accordingly we can work. So everywhere we have to think the education which is imparted to the student is competitive to the society. Is it marketable to the society? Is it going to the objective which we are delivering? So outcome is what we have started a startup. So every time we have to think that what will be the outcome of this, outcome what is the benefit the student is getting. So it is carry out a task successfully based on the defined assessment. So assessment which is delivered to the student, assessment means the task which is delivered to the student. It should be utilized. It should be beneficial to whom? To the student, to the market, to the society. So accordingly, we should plan it. Accordingly, we should design it. It has cognitive and non-cognitive dimension. Now, what is cognitive dimension and non-cognitive dimension? You can see over here cognitive and non-cognitive abilities. Like cognitive abilities are the hard skill and non-cognitive abilities are the soft skill. So whatever we are designing, is it cognitive or non-cognitive? So cognitive means we are constructed to our brain. Cognitive is the neural network. Now what is the neural network in this? Neural network means every nodes which are connected through the communication channel, it should be deliverable. If it is not deliverable to the market, that means there is some error. So cognitive consists of memory, cognitive consists of motor skills, cognitive consists of visual and spatial processing and executive functions. You can see memory means whatever is taught in the class, it can be memorized. Motor skills means there are many motors, there are many sensors, so that they can accept it, they can adapt it, and they can apply. So accept, adapt, and apply. You can see three A's which are very important. Then it can goes to visual and spatial processing. Now whatever they're visualizing, is it boring, is it clear, is it blurred? We have to see that whether the capacity, or like immediately we can ask few questions to the student that what is this, how it can be done. So in the meanwhile you will come to know whether the student is understanding or not. So that is the visual and spatial processing. Executive functions. So cognitive we have taken to the brain, which is related to our society as well as it is related to the students. So how the students are cognitively applying it or utilizing or accepting or adapting it in their real life. Non-cognitive means what is the motivation? Like I said that if there is a vision, mission, and outcome, not objective, outcome of the courses, then one will be motivated. Then what is the effort? Effort means not only the effort from the teacher side or the faculty side, it should be effort from the student side. So we have to make the lesson plan in such a way that it will be interested and it can be delivered in such a nice way. That is the effort which is given by the faculty so that the student can understand it. So motivation is that the outcome of a faculty is the student understanding. So communication and interpersonal like interaction, there should be always interaction with the students and the communication should be interpersonal, not taking the feedback which is given by the student in criticism way. Rather there can be an improvement scope in each and everything. Self efficiency means you have to make the student research oriented or market means entrepreneurship or startup, or for the case study you have to make the readiness program so that it can be implemented in non-cognitive way. Not cognitive, it is non-cognitive. So separately it is said that abilities, non cognitive abilities is the soft skill and cognitive abilities are the hard skill. So the outcome of this is qualification versus competitiveness. So accordingly, we can say that UG is something, PG is something, and competitiveness. These days, the courses which is designed for 4 is with honors or with research. Now, honors means what? Honors means we are giving specialization. Now, see over here how the specialization is given. It can be marketing, it can be finance, it can be HR, it can be data science. See how we are moving to technical. Management with data science, management with data analytics, management with business data analytics, management with AI. See how interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary is coming into the programs. Why it is done? Because if our student is studying it should be somewhere implemented, it can be somewhere applicable, so that it can match the competences of the market. Then we are going to acquisition of knowledge versus utilization. Knowledge it is adapted for management. Applying where? Applying in data analytics, applying in AI, applying in data science, applying in artificial intelligence. So many things are there. Now, if we are talking about artificial intelligence, we can go for machine learning also, because many algorithms which are adapted in business analytics, which is focusing on machine learning algorithm. Just see where I'm talking about the courses which are totally technology, but we have connected with management so that our student can study and get the benefit and get those qualifications which are very competent and can exist. So where to exist in the market. So see, everything should be marketable, everything should be sellable. So accordingly the course curriculum should be designed. Now you can see acquisition of knowledge versus utilization of knowledge. The acquisition means what? Procurement. We are just learning it, but we are forgetting where to utilize. Many people, many students ask that, what's the benefit of learning this subject? So as a faculty, as a teacher, we should be ready with some answer, that is, this is the program which you are studying for this purpose. So there should be some objective, some area where, why, and why they are learning. That should be uh, with you. Otherwise, it will be like a useless course. Knowledge synergy with skill accumulations, like skill based learning is coming into market, skill based development is learning into market. Why? Because that is also important, because practical oriented, implementation oriented, as I said, that if it is engineering, it should be project. If it is management, some case studies should be there, so that that can be giving them some energy to adapt according to the course curriculum. That should be the outcome. What is the important aspects of learning outcome based education? So now we have learned enough about outcome based education. Now we are coming or focusing on learning. Now what is the learning? What they are learning exactly, and what should they focus? So they should focus on theory, practical, or theory come practical subjects. As I said that there is honors. Honors is given in terms of research, or honors is given in terms of the specialization. So specialization is something different and research is something different. Research means there should be some program which in which they are publishing something, or they are doing their own a course which is research oriented. So we have to think about it, and accordingly we have to plan in a course curriculum. So that is the thing which is given in the fourth year. So till third year, everything is fixed. Fourth year, they are having some of the other flexibility. In the course curriculum, course outcome is also important. So course outcome are the statement. Like I said that how first is the understand, then design, then analysis. So these are the small words which are very meaningful, and course outcome is related with the syllabus. So the syllabus which is done, which is designed, like first unit can be CO1, course outcome 1, course outcome 2, or slowly, gradually we can go to other program outcomes, those who are really connected with the COs. So if it is not engineering, then let us say that it is mathematical. So what is the mathematical thing? Analysis. So design means we are going depth towards engineering skills. So we have to think, and accordingly we have to find out and demonstrate it at the end of the course. Program outcomes. Program outcomes means is defined as the specialization or discipline of a degree. So it can be connected, interconnected, arrangement of courses or course curriculum. Accordingly, we have to design. You can see example I have taken BSc with home science. So here also we have to see the specialization. What is the specialization? It's home science. But what is the program which you are delivering? That is UG. POs, that is the program outcomes, which are narrow statement that describe whether what the students are expected to able to do by the time of graduations are expected to be aligned closely to the graduate attributes. So small things are there, like we can say that COPO mapping is one of the very complicated, but as a whole, it can be like, as an expert I can give it lecture class for this, so that everybody can design in in a general way. These are the small things these days. All are utilizing softwares without understanding, but they have to understand their course and before delivering in the class, so that the COPO mapping which is done will be the same what of the objective which is thought by the student, but the outcome is the thing which is designed by our faculties. So PEO, that is program educational objective. Then specific outcomes. What are the specific outcomes we have to design? Then graduate attributes. So there are 12 in numbers are there, which are utilized for our accredited programs. So for accreditation, all these things are important. That is course outcome, program outcome, PEOs, PSOs, GA. So till PEO, NB accreditation required. PSO are NAC accreditation and other accreditation which are focusing on. So the today's course curriculum framework. Now how the course curriculum is designed for the students. That is program and degree, which we have to think. Then courses and papers. What are the courses and what are the papers to be designed? Then what are the modulars and how it will be unitized? So in some institutes, colleges and university, they say unit. In some colleges, it is modules. So learning objectives, unitized syllabi, because unit wise we have to teach like 5 units is the maximum, and in some it is they give importance till 6, but 5 is enough for something. Then textbook, reference book, e-resources. Now why e-resources are coming into picture? E-resources are the materials. We can give YouTube channel links, we can give e-papers which are available, e-research articles which are available for case studies, for publications. We can ask them to read and then give us what is the objective, what was the objective of the paper. Then learning outcomes and outcome based assessment. So these are the two things we have to match, and accordingly we have to proceed. So this is the Bloom's taxonomy, which depends on your question papers also. Creating, evaluating, analyzing, applying, understanding, remembering. So these are the CEOs, the course outcome. Whether you are creating, whether you are evaluating, whether you are analyzing, whether you are applying, whether you are understanding or remembering. If it is theoretical course, unit was can be like understanding, because first of all we have to deliver the knowledge. The course which we are teaching is the first is design, then analyze, then apply, then evaluate, then create, then remember. The last, if it is CO6, the last we can take remembering. So remembering means recalling from memory of previous learned material. Understanding means explaining ideas or concept. Applying, using information in another familiar situation. Analyzing, what we are analyzing, that is the breaking the information into parts to explore understanding and relationship. In analyzing part, research can be done. So case study can be done. So this unit should follow some practical orientation, some implementation programs, so that it can be easily given to the student, that to prepare a case study and come and deliver. So in that way we can say that this is the assessment which is given by the faculty to the student to know the feedback, that the course which is delivered, that is CO1, CO2, CO3, or unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, which is delivered in the class, is understood by the student mass or not. Then let us go to analysis, evaluating and creating. So analysis by the case study. Evaluation means you have to see that the deliverables which is presented by the student is understood by the faculty member or not. So it is bi-directional, means first the students should understand, then the teacher should analyze that whether my student understood in the class or not, or requires some revision or extra classes. So as I said, slow learners and fast learners. So here we can identify and we can break it, and then we can take some extra classes so that improvement can be improvised. And creating means generating new ideas. How you can generate the new ideas? Either with the publication, with the case study, with the presentation, with some of the other assessment. You can give some project so that some creative ideas will be coming, and then it can be registered somewhere and something can be start. Learning labels are the creating, evaluating, analyzing, applying, understanding. So assessment, as I said, it should be some innovative projects. It can be mini project, it can be minor project, it can be capstone project, and in that assignments. So these are the areas which we can focus for creating, evaluating, analyzing. Now applying, understanding, and remembering are the fixed hour examination. Now fixed hour examination means mid semester or unit exams or your end sem exams. So here are few things which are utilized over here: 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So let us not go. Methods of assessment methods. So assessment methods can be told as student learning outcomes. So what are the strategy, what are the techniques, what are the tools, what are the instrument have you inserted so that we can know, we can demonstrate our student accordingly. So here the maximum effort which is given in the slides is to give importance and how to extract that whether our students, whoever is studying, is getting some benefits or not. So several methods should be used for assessment student learning outcomes. So SLO, that is known as SLO. So what is direct and indirect assessment? So direct assessment is the task which is given, and indirect assessment is the reflection. So there we are giving, after that we are collecting. So that is the reflection. If the student is getting 0 to 5, that means it's a slow learner. If 5 above, that is an average. 5, 6, 7 is the average. 8, 9, 10 is the fast learner. So we are having some measurement skills by which we can say that that is the reflection given by the student, and that is the thing which we have to learn, that yes, these are the ways, these are the means, these are the methods which can be implemented, and we can know that whether our students are understanding in the class or not. So there should be some test, essays, presentation according to the requirement, according to the university's norms, we can apply it. So here you can see methods should be mature. Now what is the mature? MATURE. So M stands for matches, A for appropriate, T for target, then U for useful, R for reliable, then E for effective and efficient. So matches. Now what is the matches? The outcome which is measured, whether it is matching to our syllabus, whether it is well aligned, whether it is outcome based or not. So for that reason, it should match with something or the other. Appropriate means there should be some measurement scale, measurement tool, so that the method which is utilized, the methods which is implemented can be measured in an appropriate way, in a healthy way, not in non-healthy way. Then we can say that it should be target oriented. Now what is the target oriented? Target oriented means before our unit test or before our mid semester, this is the thing we have to deliver in a theoretical, and this is the portion which we can think about practical implementation. So the target audience is our student, And according to the quality of the student, there should be some measurement index, so that we can calculate, we can deliver, we can submit and analyze it. So useful, how it is useful to the student, whether it is informative oriented or not. So it should be useful in some or the other way. Reliable, so based on the tested known methods, it should be seen that it is not going to like it should be not so hard that the students is unable to understand. It should be reliable to the society, that is they can understand, they can implement in a good way. Effective and efficient, so what is the approach you are considering? Like I said, that chalk and talk these days is little bit we are thinking about gurukul ashrams and all. But if you are going for ICT, if you are going for some smart modes or lecture talks, that can be efficient also and effectively implemented. So that is the measurement, that is the outcome of this subject. Now, as I said, we have already covered Bloom's taxonomy. So direct and indirect also. So now let us move to the mandate goals which are given by NEP policy, because NEP is this is National Education Policy is taking the market, and UGC is implementing it in a good way. So everybody should cooperate and everybody should work in that way. So what is the goals? What is the NEP? So ensuring that primary purpose of assessment which is given is to promote the learning and development of the student. Not only theoretical, it should be practical oriented, it should be implemented somewhere. Then we should focus on regular formative assessment for learning rather than summative assessment. Like summative assessment means we are giving some assignment, we are giving some case study, or giving some. These are not the things. We can ask them to write a research paper, present it somewhere, and the coaching will be in some other way that encourages coaching culture. So that is the thing. Formative assessment for learning rather than summative. So formative means we can give some formula based. So it depends again on the norms. The shift from testing route, we can say that as the market, as we are these days told that industry academia relations should be there. Why? Because if we are focusing on industry, then what happens? We can grab some jobs. So, according to the market, we are providing specialization courses and honors program or research program. According to the quality of students, they procure it and then they implement and they study. So, analysis, critical thinking, and conceptual clarity should be there so that our student will be market oriented and they can move anywhere. So, enabling assessment to help the school system to continuously revisit. School means the institute, university teaching learning process to optimize the learning and development of, like you can see these days, R&D is mandated in schools and colleges. So, R&D means what? Previously it was research, not development. These days, development is a word which is given because somewhere or other, the innovative ideas which is given by our students, it can be implemented. So development should be there. Then provision of assessment and peer assessment. Now self-assessment means we can ask them for MOOCs. They can be self-certified. Then peer assessment means these days peer-to-peer learning. That means the student, the senior student can teach the junior student. Along with the teacher assessment. So peer assessment means senior-junior relationship can be going strong and with the help of teacher. Then along with the paper pencil test, the scope of the alternate assessment is the quizzes, role play, group work, portfolios. So different criteria are coming for our student, coming for our progress of our children, that they can be taken into some higher goals. So there is a 360 holistic multidimensional progress card which can be provided. This is the uniqueness which is provided by our, like I said, that cognitive and non-cognitive are the measurement which are taken into consideration for 360-degree holistic multidimensional progress card. Progress card means teacher, student, parents, everybody can be inserted in this. So it is the small thing which is started by the schools. Till class 12, they take the benefit of the progress card. Development of interactive software to enable students to track their progress. These are ERPs are there from which the parents can come to know that whether our student is doing great or doing whatever he is saying or she is saying at home is correct or not. So every provision is given so that the parent can come to know whether the things which are provided is true or not. So this is the collaborate way in which the teacher is also there, parents are also linked, peers, that is the students, and the learners, all are linked. So the aim is that the process of learning needs to be given more importance than the product. So learning is the outcome. We should focus that if a student is joining our university, college, institute, is for learning, not for any other thing, is for progression, not for any other thing. So for that reason, we have given importance to the learning needs. Then assessment is AS, and for whom? For our students. Provide insights. So what are the learning they must be uh, provided by our university is correct or not? Everything should be joined, and it should be dynamic, not static. Static means theoretical. Everything which you are delivering in the class will be in the theoretical mode. No, these days that is not acceptable. So it should be dynamic. Dynamic means everything should be there, like that is practical oriented. As I said, I have given many examples. Then knowledge and celebrate the uniqueness. So as we say that novelty of the research paper, accordingly these days objective outcome is the novelty of that course curriculum. So every time we have to identify the course which are we are teaching is having some uniqueness or not. Trace the progress or all around development of the learner. Learner means the student. So all around means, like I said, that it is industry academia or research academia or what. We should identify, and accordingly that is the measurement tool which will be identified by few expert members, by few senior faculty members, and accordingly it should be designed. Recommended to include multiple forms of assessment tools having varying flexible formats. That is, what is the objective, what is the description? Is it visual, or it is audio visual round, or it is like I said ICT? So YouTubes are also provided, MOOCs are also given. So accordingly, we have to see how the students are developing. If it is non-credit course, then how it can be credited. So everything we have to design for a course curriculum. Here you can see first section, development goals and competencies. Second is the parents' feedback, and third is the portfolio. So everything should be the structurally connected. So the competencies is year-long expectation. It should be beginners, progressing, proficient. So beginners means the student at the beginning should start targeting competency. What is the competition market in that? Whether they are learning the thing which are so old, like in earlier days there was, I can say, COBOL was the software which was taught. These days it is Java or Code.js, you can say Node.js. So development is somewhere there. So earlier it was like wireless sensor network. These days it is IoT, Internet of Things. So there was also sensors, but it was not focused. But here these days it is focused. Business data science was there, but now there is business data analytics. So little bit statistical part, little bit mathematical part is given importance. So what is the competency? What is the thing which is given so that we can adapt it, we can construct it? What is the proficient? Now these days resume of the student is given importance. Now in that, what they are observing, they are observing the extracurricular activities. What are the extracurricular activities they are engaged? like whether they are in good at playing, whether they are good at presentation, whether they are good at research, whether they are good at project, whether they are good at case study. So proficiency independently what they are handling, we have to see without any support of the faculty, parents, we have to check it that this is the thing in which they are proficient, which if we are giving means they can do it of their own. So the conclusion is always there should be outcome based education, not object based education. It should be outcome based education, and this is the way is completed. And I'm very happy and very it's very nice platform that I was invited, and thanks to Sri Lakshmi, Dr. Sri Lakshmi, that she has invited me and given the opportunity. Doctor,
Thank
Ma'am,
you, ma'am.
actually,
Thank you. Yes, sir. Dilipin, sir. Yes.
ma'am, yes, you go ahead, ma'am.
No, 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 nothing, nothing. Please go ahead. No, you want to ask something? Please ask. Thank you, Dr. Nanda, for the wonderful session.
thank you
And
so
thanks
much.
for coming to on the invite. And over to Dr. Dilipin, sir. Want to ask something?
No, ma'am, I thought you were not here.
No, no, no. Yeah. Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Maheshwari, ma'am.
Dear participants, if you have any doubts, please ask ma'am.
The session is open for Q&A. So anyone wishing to ask questions, please put forth.
Good morning, ma'am. The thing is, it was very unique listening to your session. How the way that you integrated outcome-based education along with the NEP. But when we start implementing this national education policy, the greatest challenge which is in front of us is we may not have the student who is stick on to one particular institution. Say, for example, as you have said, and it was in the mentioned in the NEP, like 1 year of the course, it was completed, it may be a certificate for them, and 2 years of course, it may be a diploma for them. So it goes on like that. In such cases, it is very difficult for us as a teaching fraternity to understand and to analyze the outcome of a student,
Yes,
how
sir.
they are progressing.
In that we can like NCRF is there, National Credit Framework is there. If you go through that, it clarifies everything, and accordingly we can design it.
Okay. So we need to do a customization over there, you are
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
that is another area
Okay.
we can focus it on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anyone? Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your expertise and insights. We are very happy to have you today with us, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Same here, ma'am. Thank you so much. My email ID is there, and if any doubt, any questions, you can mail me, and you can contact Dr. Lakshmi also if anything is required.
Ma'am,
Asha,
one
ma'am,
question, ma'am. Yes,
do you
ma'am.
want to ask any question, ma'am? Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to know with regard to AICT a guideline that was released in the year 2022. Before that, UGC also released on inclusive education. So I would like to know if you have you know any university, any institution in India who have started to implement it for with regard to students with learning disabilities, especially.
Um, Asa ma'am, thank you for the question. Can you mail me so that I can just write you in a deliberate, like I can give you some clues and in a descriptive way so that it can be utilized in your campus.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Just mail me, ma'am. I will definitely reply you.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Let us wind up the session, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Maheshwari ma'am, there's one more question in the chat box by Dr. Shankar.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, student placement means, uh, uh, Dr. Sankar, you belong to which department and which area?
I am from the mechanical engineering department from Slight
Okay.
Logoa.
Okay. So, like these days, you can see that AI robotics is the area in which we can get many jobs. So, accordingly, we have to identify the companies which are extracting the students. So first of all, we have to contact them, then show them our syllabus, that whether this syllabus is matching with the industry or not. So we have to take some consultancy services for which they can give their expertise and they can correct it, they can give some feedbacks to our course curriculum. So that is the only way. And otherwise, like it is taking little bit time, but someday it will come to our end also, that is mechatronics. So mechanical engineering can be done as mechatronics. So mechatronics means is electrical, electronics and computer science. So we have to build our course curriculum accordingly. And student, if is mechanical only, then give them some soft skills or software knowledge. If any way I can be connected with your course curriculum, I will be happy, and I can give you some expertise advice also, and I can connect you with some industry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Namaskar.
sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, now let us dissolve and we shall resume by 11:45. Please join by 11:45 for the second session. Thank you so much.
Maheshwari ma'am, can we all have a photo session with resource person? So I
Ah,
request all the
okay.
participants to switch on your camera. Yes. Dr. Dileepan, can you please take a screenshot? Is it done? Dileepan sir, is it done?
Yes, ma'am, done, ma'am. Thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nanda. We will connect back to the future sessions too. Thanks a lot for joining us.
में इंडिया की लिटरेसी रेट सबसे खराब है। इंटरनेशनल पीसा टेस्ट रीडिंग एंड साइंस एबिलिटी के बेसिस पर कंडक्टेड टेस्ट में 74 पार्टिसिपेंट कंट्रीज में इंडिया सेकंड लास्ट रैंक पर था और इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स का हायर स्टडी एनरोलमेंट रेट तक चाइना के मुकाबले आधा है। बट इट सीम्स अभी आगे ये सारे के सारे प्रॉब्लम्स सॉल्व होने वाले हैं। वेल हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मेरा नाम है गौरव ठाकुर और इन्हीं ह्यूमिलिएटिंग प्रॉब्लम से निपटने के लिए भारत सरकार ने न्यू एजुकेशनल पॉलिसी 2020 को लॉन्च किया था, जिसे ऑलरेडी मैंने बाय द वे इस वीडियो में कवर किया था। लेकिन मैंने ये देखा कि आज भी कई लोगों को ये पॉलिसी अच्छे से क्लियर नहीं है। काफी वीडियोस इस पर बने हैं, लेकिन कोई भी वीडियो आपको एनईपी प्रोस्पेक्टस में रिटन प्रैक्टिकल चेंजेस क्या होने वाले हैं ये नहीं बता रहा। और इसीलिए इस पॉलिसी को एकदम डिटेल में स्टेप बाय स्टेप एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए मैंने ये वीडियो बनाया। एंड गेस व्हाट, इस टॉपिक पर रिसर्च करते वक्त जब मैंने एनईपी प्रोस्पेक्टस को इन डेप्थ पढ़ा तब मुझे ये पता चला कि ये नया करिकुलम तो हमारे इंडियन रूट से जुड़ा हुआ है। अब काफी कम लोग ये जानते होंगे, बट एनईपी में इंप्लीमेंट होने वाले नए सिलेबस और स्ट्रक्चर का इंस्पिरेशन एंशिएंट इंडियन गुरुकुल सिस्टम से लिया गया है, जिसका मेंशन एनईपी के प्रोस्पेक्टस में कई सारे जगहों पर भी हुआ है। एंड गवर्नमेंट इज प्रीटी सीरियस अबाउट दिस और इसीलिए उन्होंने इंडिया का अब तक का सबसे बड़ा एजुकेशन बजट अलॉट किया है, व्हिच इज 6% ऑफ जीडीपी। सो चेंजेस एक्सप्लेन करने से पहले ये समझ लो कि ये एनईपी मेजरली गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए बनाया गया, जहां पर इंडिया के हर इकोनॉमिक क्लासेस पढ़ाई करने जा रहे। एंड ऑफ कोर्स ये सेंट्रल और स्टेट बोर्ड वाले प्राइवेट स्कूल्स में भी एप्लीकेबल हो गई, बट इसमें प्रीडोमिनेंटली काफी सारे चेंजेस जो किए गए हैं वो पब्लिक स्कूल्स को ध्यान में रखकर किए गए। इस पॉलिसी के अकॉर्डिंग 10th एंड 12th बोर्ड एग्जाम्स के पुराने स्ट्रक्चर को रिप्लेस करके उनकी जगह पर नए मल्टी डाइवर्स एक्सपेरिमेंटल यानी कि प्रैक्टिकल स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन को इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया। ऑल इन ऑल एक प्रैक्टिकल एजुकेशन सिस्टम। आज तक चले आ रहे ऐसे 10+2 एजुकेशन सिस्टम को अब 5+3+3+4 के नए स्टेज मॉडल में ट्रांसफॉर्म किया गया है, जिसमें पहले 5 साल प्री स्कूल से सेकंड ग्रेड तक का फाउंडेशनल स्टेज होगा, यानी कि प्ले ग्रुप, जूनियर केजी, सीनियर केजी, फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड स्टैंडर्ड तक। अगले 3+3 साल ग्रेड 3 से 5th और ग्रेड 6 से 8 तक होगा, जिसे प्रिपेरेटरी या मिडिल स्टेज कहा जाएगा, और आखिरी स्टेज सेकेंडरी ग्रेड 9 से लेकर 12 तक का होगा। अब इस करिकुलम के पहले स्टेज यानी कि फाउंडेशनल स्टेज से अगर शुरुआत करें तो इसमें पहले 3 साल प्री स्कूल है, जिसे विद्या प्रवेश का भी नाम दिया गया है। अब इस स्टेज में जो सबसे मेजर चेंज आया ना, वो ये है कि इससे पहले इंडिया के गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स में टॉय बेस्ड प्ले ग्रुप बिल्कुल भी नहीं था और अक्सर जूनियर केजी में बस बेसिक कम्युनिकेशन जैसे अल्फाबेट्स, नंबर वगैरह ही सिखाए जाते हैं। लेकिन न्यू फॉर्मेट में प्री स्कूल के फर्स्ट ईयर से ही टॉय बेस्ड लर्निंग शुरू हो जाएगा और इसमें भी गवर्नमेंट ने एंशिएंट इंडियन गेम्स जैसे चॉपर्ड, स्नेक्स एंड लैडर, लूडो को बच्चों के लिए कंपलसरी कर दिया है, जिससे बच्चों का एंटरटेनमेंट के साथ साथ एक ब्रेन कॉग्निशन और स्ट्रेटेजाइजिंग एबिलिटी भी इंप्रूव होगी। अब इन गेम्स में थोड़ा और डिटेल में जाते हुए प्ले ग्रुप सेक्शन में सिंपल पजल्स और पैटर्न ट्रेसिंग बेस्ड ब्रेन टिकलिंग एक्टिविटीज को भी इंक्लूड किया गया है। इससे बच्चों में प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज, क्यूरियोसिटी और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एटीट्यूड भी डेवलप होगा। सो बेसिकली इस लेवल पर गवर्नमेंट ने प्री स्कूल में सारे टेक्स्ट बुक्स को हटाकर फिजिकल टॉयज पर ज्यादा फोकस किया है और ये जितने भी गेम्स, टॉयज और आगे जितने भी चैप्टर्स मैंने मेंशन किए हैं वो सारे एनईपी 2020 के ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट से लिए गए। ये चेंजेस आने वाले हैं। सो अब नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड ग्रेड की। इनमें मेजर चेंजेस ये हुए हैं कि अब से बच्चों को 6 स्टैंडर्ड के सब्जेक्ट्स फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड से ही सिखाया जाएगा। मतलब फर्स्ट से ही आर्ट्स एंड म्यूजिक, लैंग्वेजेस, मैथ, साइंस और ऐसे सोशल साइंसेज, ह्यूमैनिटी, स्पोर्ट्स एंड वोकेशनल एजुकेशन, टोटल 8 सब्जेक्ट्स फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड से ही बेसिक लेवल पर पढ़ाए जाएंगे। और अगर दूसरे स्टेज की बात करूं यानी कि 3rd स्टैंडर्ड से लेकर 5th स्टैंडर्ड के प्रेपरेटरी स्टेज की, तो इसमें टीचिंग स्टाइल पे बहुत ही ज्यादा फोकस किया गया है। तो देखो, ये आपने भी अपने स्कूल लाइफ में बिल्कुल एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा कि आपकी टीचर बस पढ़ाते जाती है और आपको समझ में घंटा कुछ नहीं आ रहा होता। एक्चुअली ये सभी की प्रॉब्लम है, बिकॉज़ यहाँ पर बच्चे गुड लिसनर्स तो बन जाते हैं लेकिन उन्हें लाइफ में कभी क्वेश्चंस पूछना नहीं आता। और इसी प्रॉब्लम को फिक्स करने के लिए अब इस पॉलिसी में इंटरैक्टिव लर्निंग के जरिए पढ़ाया जाए। मतलब सिलेबस को अब ऐसे डिजाइन किया गया है कि लेसन्स और पोएम क्वेश्चन और आंसर्स के फॉर्म में फ्रेम्ड है। इसका एग्जांपल एनईपी बुक में एक सिंपल से पोएम से बताया गया है, जिसमें पहले टीचर्स ये बोलेगी और उसका जवाब स्टूडेंट्स अगला पार्ट बोल कर देंगे। इनफैक्ट 3rd स्टैंडर्ड से ही 3 लैंग्वेजेस भी ऐड होंगी। पहली उस स्टेट की लोकल लैंग्वेज, दूसरी इंग्लिश और तीसरी इन दोनों को छोड़कर कोई भी इंडियन लैंग्वेज स्टूडेंट्स ऑप्ट कर सकते हैं। एंड माइंड यू, ये लैंग्वेज 12th तक रहेंगी। अब अगर यहाँ पर देखा जाए ना फ्रेंड्स, तो हमारे करिकुलम में शुरू से ही इंग्लिश इंक्लूडेड है, लेकिन इंडिया में सिचुएशन कुछ ऐसी है कि 67% प्रोफेशनल्स जैसे इंजीनियर्स को इंग्लिश आती ही नहीं है। आज की तारीख में इंग्लिश हमारे करियर में एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती है। फ्लुएंट इंग्लिश आपके प्रोफेशनल करियर में न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्रिएट कर सकती है। तो अगर आप भी इंग्लिश बोलना चाहते हैं पर शब्दों की कमी से डरते हैं, तो देखो, प्रैक्टिस के बिना सिर्फ वीडियो या किताब से आप फ्लुएंट इंग्लिश नहीं बोल पाओगे। इसके लिए रियल लोगों के साथ आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी होगी। लेकिन अगर यहां पर आपके पास प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए आपकी लाइफ में लोग नहीं है, तो आप ऑनलाइन प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो कैम्बली पर। कैम्बली पर आप नेटिव इंग्लिश स्पीकर्स के साथ प्राइवेट और ग्रुप क्लासेस ले सकते हैं। ग्रुप क्लासेस में आप अपने जैसे दूसरे कंट्रीज के 2 और स्टूडेंट्स के साथ फ्रेंडली मैनर में इंग्लिश प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो। और अभी कैम्बली अपने ग्रुप क्लासेस पर 60% तक का एक्सक्लूसिव डिस्काउंट भी दे रहा है। अगर आप मेरा कूपन कोड GSF999 यूज करते हो तो आपको 1 मंथ की ग्रुप क्लासेस मिलेगी सिर्फ 999 रुपीज में। उसकी एक्चुअल प्राइस है 2378 रुपीज एंड ये ऑफर सिर्फ 1 मंथ के लिए ही वैलिड है। तो डिस्क्रिप्शन और पिन कमेंट में मैंने लिंक दे दी है। अभी साइन अप करो और अपनी इंग्लिश लर्निंग जर्नी स्टार्ट कर दो एंड स्टार्ट बैगिंग न्यू करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज। अब लौट आते हैं हमारे वीडियो पर। अब इन सारे चेंजेस के अलावा इस स्टेज में 3 सबसे मेजर चेंजेस ये है कि पहला, मैथ्स को जहां पर भी पॉसिबल हो वहां पर आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट की मदद से पढ़ाया जाएगा। जैसे क्राफ्ट पेपर को जब हम 90 डिग्री कट करते हैं तब उसके कॉर्नर्स को जोड़कर हमें एक 360 डिग्री का सर्कल मिलता है। दूसरा, बच्चों को कल्चरल रूट से जोड़ने के लिए पंचतंत्र जैसे एंशिएंट स्टोरी बुक्स को भी सिलेबस का पार्ट बनाया जाएगा। इससे बच्चों के मॉरल वैल्यूज और भी ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होंगे। अब बात करते हैं तीसरे स्टेज यानी मिडिल स्टेज। सो मिडिल स्टेज, जिसमें 6th ग्रेड से लेकर 8th ग्रेड तक के स्टूडेंट्स इंक्लूडेड होंगे। इसमें गवर्नमेंट ने ना काफी यूनिक अप्रोच इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, क्योंकि पहले वोकेशनल कोर्सेज सिर्फ 11 से 12 स्टैंडर्ड में ही ऑप्ट कर सकते थे और शायद इसके बारे में भी बहुत कम ही लोग जानते हैं। बट इस पॉलिसी में सीधा 6 स्टैंडर्ड से ही वोकेशनल कोर्सेज को इंट्रोड्यूस करके 8 स्टैंडर्ड तक मैंडेटरी इंक्लूडेड ही रखा गया है। एंड यू वोंट बिलीव, गवर्नमेंट ने एनईपी में 6 स्टैंडर्ड से ही इन कोर्सेज में इंटर्नशिप भी कंपलसरी कर दिया है। अब वोकेशनल कोर्सेज में एआई, ब्यूटी वेलनेस, मास मीडिया और ऐसे ही रियल वर्ल्ड में काम आने वाले स्किल्स एम्बेडेड किए गए हैं और इनकी ट्रेनिंग और इंटर्नशिप भी मोस्टली स्कूल्स के अंदर ही होगी। लेकिन इसमें अगर किसी सेक्टर, लेट्स से ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म में इंटर्नशिप हो तो लोकल बिजनेसेस की भी मदद ली जा सकती है। अब इससे हम इंडियंस का स्किल डेवलपमेंट एक यंग एज से ही काफी ज्यादा एडवांस्ड होने लग जाएगा। आज के तारीख में बात ऐसी है ना फ्रेंड्स कि सिर्फ 5% इंडियंस ही वोकेशनल कोर्सेज चूज करते हैं, जो इंटरनेशनल लेवल से काफी पीछे है। अमेरिका में फॉर एग्जांपल 50% लोग, जर्मनी में 50%, साउथ अफ्रीका में 97% लोग ये कोर्सेज में एनरोल होते हैं और इससे उन्हें किसी भी सेक्टर में उनके इंटरेस्ट के हिसाब से जॉब मिलने के चांसेस काफी हाई हो जाते हैं। अब बात करते हैं सेकेंडरी स्टेज की, जो कि 4 सालों का है, 9th ग्रेड से 12th ग्रेड तक। ये करिकुलम स्ट्रक्चर का लास्ट स्टेज है। इसमें 9th स्टैंडर्ड से ही बोर्ड्स को सेमेस्टर वाइज डिवाइड किया गया है, जैसे कॉलेजेस में होता है। इससे मेनली 10th और 12th बोर्ड एग्जाम्स का प्रेशर बच्चों से कम हो। सो बेसिकली इन्होंने 9th से 12th को पूरी तरीके से इंटीग्रेट कर दिया है और यहाँ थ्रू आउट द कोर्स 5 कंपलसरी सब्जेक्ट्स के साथ 2 स्किल बेस्ड ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट्स, एक आर्ट एंड फिजिकल एजुकेशन और वर्क एक्सपीरियंस वाला सब्जेक्ट इंक्लूडेड हो। अब आज तक क्या होता था, 10th के बाद बच्चों को 3 फील्ड्स, आर्ट्स, कॉमर्स एंड साइंस में से एक स्ट्रीम चूज करना पड़ता था। बट इस करिकुलम में कोई हार्ड फास्ट सेपरेशन नहीं होगा। इस 4 साल के पूरे कोर्स में ऐसे टोटल 16 सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ाए जाएंगे, जिसमें से स्टूडेंट्स अपना मनचाहा सब्जेक्ट चुन सकते हैं। मतलब अब वो फिजिक्स के साथ इकोनॉमिक्स भी पढ़ सकते हैं। और सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग बात तो ये है कि अगर आप कंपलसरी सब्जेक्ट यानी हमारे रेगुलर मैथ्स जैसे सब्जेक्ट में फेल हो जाओगे और स्किल बेस्ड ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट में पास हो जाओगे, फिर भी आपको बोर्ड्स में पास कर दिया जाएगा, व्हिच मींस आपके नेचुरल टैलेंट पर, नेचुरल इंटरेस्ट पर अब फोकस किया जाएगा, ना कि आपकी थियोरेटिकल नॉलेज पर। अब फ्रेंड्स, अब बात करते हैं कि ये एनईपी कैसे एंशिएंट इंडियन गुरुकुल सिस्टम पर आधारित है। सो इसे समझने के लिए ना आइए देखते हैं गवर्नमेंट ने इसके क्या 3 खास प्रूफ्स दिए हैं। सो स्टोरी कुछ ऐसी है कि 1820 में ब्रिटिश ऑफिसर थॉमस मुनरो ने मद्रास प्रेसिडेंसी में एक सर्वे किया था, जिसके बाद ये उनके खुद के शब्द थे कि वहां पर ऐसा एक भी गांव नहीं है जहां पर स्कूल्स नहीं थे। ये वही दौर था जब ब्रिटेन की लिटरेसी रेट सिर्फ 40% की थी। उस सर्वेज में यह भी मेंशन था कि गुरुकुल्स में हर किसी को सीखने का मौका मिलता था, इर्रिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ कास्ट एंड रिलीजन। आज भले इंडिया में फ्री एजुकेशन के लिए मांग होती रहती है, लेकिन उस दौरान गुरुकुल कल्चर में बिल्कुल ऐसा नहीं होता था। तब स्टूडेंट्स को एक मिनिमल फीस भरनी पड़ती थी। जैसे उस टाइम के मद्रास रीजन की करेंसी 7 पगोडास जितनी कम फीस लेकर पूरे साल भर वहां पर बच्चों को गुरुकुल्स में पढ़ाया जाता था। और तो और ये स्कूल्स बिना किसी पॉलिटिकल ग्रांट के चलते थे, क्योंकि इसका एक रीजन ये भी था कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कॉस्ट इतना हाई नहीं होता था, क्योंकि मास्टर जी किसी भी पेड़ के नीचे बैठ के स्कूल्स को कंडक्ट कर सकते थे। अब उस वक्त के गुरुकुल बेस्ड लर्निंग में और लागू किए जाने वाले एनईपी में कुछ बहुत ही खास सिमिलैरिटीज है। वो ये है, सबसे पहला एग्जाम्पल बेस्ड एजुकेशन। गुरुकुल्स में प्रत्यक्ष अनुभव या प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस करवा के सिखाया जाता था। समझो अगर किसी स्टूडेंट को फॉरेस्ट या नेचर के बारे में पढ़ना होगा तो उनके गुरु उन्हें जंगलों में लेकर जाते थे और उन्हें सारे पेड़ पौधों के लाइव एग्जाम्पल्स और प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज देते थे। और ऐसे प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज के कारण स्टूडेंट्स बड़े से छोटे सारे प्रकार के पेड़ पौधों का अनुमान लगा पाते थे।
Only 6 days master Vedic mathematics. Don't calculate in a slow way. See how older students solve questions in seconds. If your child is studying in class 1 to 10, Concepts Booster course costs only 29 rupees. Includes all core concepts. 50 plus maths tricks. Come and learn with teachers from IIT and NIT. Discount limited today only. Only 29 rupees today. Enroll now.
ऐसी ही प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस बेस्ड लर्निंग थ्रू आउट एनईपी में भी इंप्लीमेंटेड है, जैसे टॉय बेस्ड लर्निंग फॉर एग्जाम्पल, और आर्ट से मैथ सिखाना, और ऐसे ही अन्य और एप्लीकेशंस होंगे। अब सिमिलैरिटी का दूसरा प्रूफ है डाइवर्सिफाइड सब्जेक्ट्स। नाउ यू वोंट बिलीव, उस दौरान गुरुकुल में काफी डाइवर्सिफाइड सब्जेक्ट्स का चॉइस था, जैसे एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मेडिकल साइंस, और ऐसे 18 वोकेशनल कोर्सेज थे। और जैसे आप लोग ने जाना, एनईपी के मॉडल के हिसाब से 6 स्टैंडर्ड से ही 16 डिफरेंट वोकेशनल कोर्सेज इंक्लूड कर दिए जाएंगे। मतलब बच्चों के पास अपने इंटरेस्ट को अच्छी तरीके से एक्सप्लोर करने का मौका होगा। अब तीसरे प्रूफ की अगर हम बात करें तो वो है इंटरैक्टिव लर्निंग। गुरुकुल सिस्टम का एक मेजर यूएसपी था क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर बेस्ड लर्निंग। गुरु और उनके स्टूडेंट्स के बीच इंटरैक्शन बढ़ाने के लिए डिबेट्स रखे जाते थे। इनफैक्ट इसके बेसिस पर ही स्टूडेंट्स को मेरिट और डीमेरिट मिलती थी। बेसिकली उस वक्त डिबेट्स में तर्क वितर्क करना एग्जाम देने के बराबर था। और एनईपी में भी कहीं ना कहीं यही पैटर्न प्रिपरेटरी स्टेज से ही डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स और पोएम्स के जरिए लागू किया गया। अब इन तीनों के अलावा भी एनईपी और गुरुकुल में कई सारे सिमिलैरिटीज है, जिसे पूरी तरीके से मैं टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट की वजह से कवर नहीं कर पाया हूं, बट आपके साथ नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में मैं इसका डॉक्यूमेंट शेयर कर दूंगा, यू कैन चेक इट आउट योरसेल्फ। एंड यस, मैंने इस वीडियो में मोस्टली स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस पर ही ज्यादा फोकस किया है, बट एनईपी के अंडर सिलेबस भी काफी चेंज हुआ है। जैसे एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री में काफी पोर्शन थ्रू आउट स्टैंडर्ड्स ऐड हुए हैं, जिसमें मगध ग्रीक रिलेशंस, रिलीजियस फिलॉसफीज एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली देश के कोने कोने से फॉरगॉटन फ्रीडम फाइटर्स के भी किस्से इंक्लूड किए गए हैं। ऑल्सो स्टूडेंट्स डेमोक्रेसी की इंपॉर्टेंस समझे, इसीलिए 6 चैप्टर्स भी ऐड किए गए हैं, जिसमें तो जेपी मूवमेंट जैसी डेमोक्रेटिक मूवमेंट्स के बारे में भी बताया गया। और इस पूरे सिलेबस का बच्चों को डिजिटल एक्सेस हो, इसीलिए स्वयं, दीक्षा और ई पाठशाला जैसे ई पोर्टल्स पर भी बुक्स और लेक्चर्स अवेलेबल होंगे। सो ओवरऑल इस पॉलिसी के थ्रू इंडियन एजुकेशन को हमारे रूट से जोड़ा गया है, वो भी 21st सेंचुरी में लगने वाले सारे स्किल्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए। इनका मेन मोटो यही है कि जहां पर स्टूडेंट्स प्रेशराइज होकर पढ़ाई ना करें, वो खुशी से आकर पढ़ने बैठे और अपनी लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल बने। एनईपी के इंप्लीमेंटेशन को लेकर गवर्नमेंट 2025 का टारगेट बना रही है, लेकिन इतने बड़े चेंजेस इतने मैसिव लेवल पर इतनी जल्दी लागू करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, क्योंकि इसके लिए अब तक सिर्फ 2 ही स्टेट्स, कर्नाटका और महाराष्ट्र में ही मेजर इंप्लीमेंटेशन दिख रहा है। तो आपको क्या लगता है फ्रेंड्स, इंडिया की ये न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी इंडिया भर में कब तक लागू होगी? कमेंट्स में लिखना अपना ओपिनियन। बट इस वक्त ना इंडिया में कुछ ऐसे भी इंसर्जेंट्स हैं जो इंडिया को भागों में बांटना चाहते हैं, और इन्हीं को अब क्रश करने हमारे एनएसए अजीत डोवल सर ने एक प्लान बनाया। इस टॉपिक को मैंने इस वीडियो में डिटेल में कवर किया है कि कैसे खालिस्तानी सेपरेटिस्ट को कॉम्बैट करने के लिए इंडिया अपनी चाल खेल रहा है। इसी के साथ ही अगर इस वीडियो से आपको कुछ भी नया सीखने मिला, नया जानने मिला, लाइक जरूर ठोकना। गौरव ठाकुर यूट्यूब चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो और बेल नोटिफिकेशन दबाना, ताकि आगे आने वाली ऐसे इंफॉर्मेटिव वीडियोस आप कभी भी ना मिस करो। और मुझे इंस्टाग्राम पर भी फॉलो कर लो, गौरव जी ठाकुर आईडी है मेरा, वहां पर भी आप अपडेटेड रह सकते हो।
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi, good morning. Dr.
Sir.
Mohan.
Maheshwari Balan, sir.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Fine, sir.
Are you able to see my slide?
Yes, sir.
What is it written there on the top?
Designing teaching learning process for OBE through stimuli cases.
Okay, I am now changing the slide
Okay,
just to
sir.
make sure that it is working all right. Are
Yes,
you
sir.
able to see me also?
Yes, sir.
Great. What time we begin?
11:45, sir.
So it's already 11:45.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we can begin?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you
Let me
very
start,
much,
sir.
ma'am. And
Okay, sir.
Dr. Lakshmi is there?
Lakshmi, ma'am.
Is she there? Just say hello for me.
Uh,
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Shall we start, sir? I will begin, sir.
Sure, go ahead, please.
Welcome back to the second session. Dear participants, now we are going to have an eminent personality, Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal, Deputy Academic Dean, University of West London, UAE campus, to deliver his speech on the topic Designing Thinking, Teaching Learning Process for OBE. Now let us have a brief introduction about our speaker, Professor Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal. He have got golden visa for talent. He is the president of Indo-Gulf Management Association, UAE, India. He is US Fulbright Fellow, Boston, EFMD Fellow, Paris, British Council Fellow, London. Ranked among the 251 most fabulous global education leaders. Former Chair Professor IIM Lucknow, XLRI Jamshedpur, California State University, USA. Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal won gold medals in his UG, PG, and PhD. He got British Council Fellowship, Fulbright Fellowship in Bentley University, EFMD Fellowship, and he is the founder lead to set up GCC chapter of Humanistic Management Network in Switzerland. Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal is an award-winning management faculty in IIM and other top B schools in India. USA, Canada, Mexico, France, UK, Denmark, Australia, Singapore, Taiwan, UAE, Qatar, Oman, etc. He published many research papers in international journals, conferences, and forums. He is an in-demand corporate trainer. He gave he have received more than 10 awards from various countries. His CV is extending to many pages. Due to time constraint, let me stop here. We have a very good, great personality amidst us today to deliver his mind-blowing talk. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. That was not necessary, although it felt nice, but it was not necessary. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What you have heard was not an introduction, but actually an advertisement, which I may have written for myself, and she has just been very kind to use that. Ma'am, can you give me just one quick idea? What is the dominant nature of the audience at this moment? Whether they are faculty members or they are
Yes, sir.
students or it is a mix.
All are faculty members, sir.
All of them are faculty
Only,
members.
yes, sir.
And
All
how many
over
of them
India.
are
They are,
how many
they
of
are
them are
from
physically present?
now. There are 50 members, sir, around. But actual participants are 200 members. They will join within 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
sir.
Good morning, colleagues. I really wanted to know this part in order to customize what I'm going to say to all of you. She has been very kind, but she has also added a little bit responsibility on me to come up to the expectations she may have created for me. I'm really very grateful to her and extremely happy that this kind of seminar is going on, which is very, very close to my heart, which is outcome based education or outcome based learning, outcome based teaching, or so many other things that we have. As you may have perhaps known, that I had never heard of this OBE until 15 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, when I had gone to California State University, USA. Before that, we were all in the nature of speaking, uh, as if that we go there to the class, we look at the syllabus, we look at the topic of the day, and we deliver the best lecture and also create the best learning environment around that particular lecture to them. In other words, we were doing what we are told to do. In other words, we were teaching. In other words, we were delivery boys of a pizza shop. In a pizza shop, there is an order, there is a range of products, and the delivery boy is going there to deliver it on time with courtesy and with engagement to the customer and collect the fee. I'm sorry, I'm giving a very bad analogy, but probably there is no better analogy than this. We were not even pizza makers, we were only pizza delivery boys. And as a result, our teaching and learning was centered around us. Us means this, this, this was the only thing that the students knew in order to see us. The same way, like when we go to Domino Pizza, they do not necessarily go to the outlet, they do not go to the kitchen, they do not go to the sitting part of the restaurant, but they only see the delivery boy. And that delivery boy represents whatever quality, whatever wonderful things that Pizza Hut or any other pizza will deliver. Fortunately for us, and I use the word very carefully, fortunately for us, now the challenge is different. And this challenge has been different because of the changes that are taking place in the world. Let me explain those words to you, those trends to you. Then also how to design teaching and learning process for outcome based learning as a rule. I'm sure that some of you may be already aware of them, but it doesn't hurt us in knowing and going through it one more time through a different lens, through a different perspective, through a different set of insights. And that is what I thought I will share with you. Finally, I will show to you how do I do it through what is called stimuli cases. Cases is not unknown to you. You have heard of them. Many of you may have attended the workshops in top institutes of the country. Fortunately, and it is with a lot of modesty, I'm saying that I'm considered in this country the father of what is known as stimuli cases. Stimuli cases teaching, stimuli cases writing, stimuli cases uses in the case. And I may have delivered not less than 20 workshops in various universities and top business schools on this stimuli cases. I will share this particular technique with you, which can be useful to you for the purpose of this session. One more request. Please stop me at any time you feel that I'm either talking to myself, or I'm going too fast, or I'm going too slow, or there is a question that you have to ask, there is a clarification that you have to ask. All queries at any point of time is welcome. I want engagement, and therefore this is how we are going to go. So I'm stopping here at this moment in order to allow time for any question that the participants may have before I begin the menu of what I'm going to teach, what I'm going to share, what I'm going to experience along with you. I'm stopping here for inviting any question, any query that you may have either about me or about this topic or anything else.
Dear participants, please discuss with our guest.
Introduce your name, introduce your college, and introduce briefly the question that you may have. Don't worry, I know the lecture hasn't begun, but some of you may have a question about me or about my teaching method or whatever you may have heard from my introduction.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, I am
ma'am.
Dr. B. Maheshwari,
Yes,
working in Management Studies Department, Velammal College of Engineering and Technology, sir.
yes, ma'am.
Sir, when writing your CV, you are writing for the introduction to chief guest. I noticed you have contacted so many countries, sir. How it is
Yes,
possible, sir? Australia, Canada, Mexico,
very good
Singapore,
question,
Taiwan.
ma'am, and
Yes, sir.
very natural question.
Yes, sir.
At this moment, I may have taught in about 25 countries. All of them are top countries like USA, Canada, Mexico, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, UAE, Singapore, Australia. You can, name. I don't mention all of them because that will look like as if I'm bragging, but that's not true. You can see all those things on my LinkedIn. How it was possible? Number one, very, very important point is that I was fortunate. Without the fortune, without the blessings of our elders in the family and the Almighty, I don't think anything is possible. Without that. But with the same thing, even when you have that, this doesn't come so easy. Therefore, point number two. Point number two was that I always taught very well in the class. I always delivered an effective presentation in professional service organizations like conferences, like seminars, like network events. Everywhere I brought in something new, something innovative, something useful for them. And that helped me in getting some invitations from the people who were in the audience. And that the third was that I never let down anyone who invited me to the particular event or to the particular institution. I always tried to do justice to the trust that they had given to me. In other words, I prepared well. I taught well. I connected with the students well. And as a result, these hosts were also confident and happy to invite me again and again, like in countries even like Taiwan or China or Mongolia. Everywhere it has been the same. And the fourth, very, very important point has been, and I have to say this, that I always and published, wrote and published. But I never wrote things like fundamental research. I wrote applied research. Applied research means that since being a professor of management, it is my duty to write only those things which can be applicable, which can be useful to both managers as well as the students. So these were the four reasons. One thing led to another. The thing that we have heard here, word of mouth, quality performance, and quality publication. These were the perhaps the reasons for which and then as I said, I was very fortunate. Hope this answers the
Definitely, today
question.
we are very fortunate to have you, sir.
Many thanks, ma'am. I'm
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
grateful to Dr. Lakshmi, who has
Thank you,
been
sir.
a she has been a guiding star for this particular event. I wouldn't have been here without her. Believe me, every day, every week, every third day, she has been writing things which are important for the success of this event. And I think she is a model organizer, model coordinator. So wherever you are, Lakshmi, you have my best wishes and blessings.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining. Sorry, I was in a meeting, so joined a meeting little late. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
From my end, I have a question which you
Sure.
can, if time permit, please address now or to end the session. Like once I was attending a session at IIM where they were speaking about the human laboratory. I was presenting paper there. So I just want to understand about like what perspective this human laboratory in management studies comes into,
Okay.
especially from
As
the
you
IIMs.
know, yeah, as you know that management is not a lab based discipline. It is more practice based discipline. It is more principles based discipline. So, therefore, what is the lab? The lab is that where in a particular place or in a location we show various practices that are being practiced at either the corporate level or at the academic level, their research papers. It is not like a library, it is more like working papers. It is more like computers where you are contacting various professors who are the authors of that. So as a result, you can talk to them live through computers or through telephones. As a result, the things become almost easy as if you are doing the lab. And therefore you can share your thought, you can share your framework, you can share any kind of structure that you have in your mind, and then they will be able to connect with you and work and collaborate with you.
Thanks a lot for clarifying.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other question, please? Please feel very very confident and very very welcome to ask questions. Remember, this is a part of our learning so that we can impart, carry, and deliver some of what we are learning here to our classrooms. So if we are shy, if we are not confident, if we feel as if what will people will think in terms of questions, then here is a problem. So please come out, make it, because you already have 3 days of intensive learning. This is day four. Tomorrow it will end. So it's a good time. I wanted to be here on day one, but actually, what happened that on day one, my family had a very important milestone in a very deep area of Odisha. It was in tribal area, and they were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, and I couldn't have come out of that. So that was the reason I requested Lakshmi not to put me on day one. Otherwise, I would have been on day one itself, and that was my whole idea. Or even tomorrow, but since she had already arranged with other speakers, I wanted to come here with the least interruption to the schedule, to others as well as to Dr. Lakshmi.
If anyone else not asking question, I have one more thing to put forth.
Go ahead, ma'am.
One more. See, this is a very quite often been asked, but again, I'm putting forth in front of you. Like almost all the platforms this has been asked to. Like I just want to understand, see, because as an experienced academician, you must have been to so many universities, from IIMs to other B schools too. And in our education system, we have a different tier of such segmentations. Like where autonomous institutions are there, we have like IIMs kind of a setup, B school setup. So I have worked in both B school and also in the autonomous institution.
Yes,
Sometimes what happens is that though we say that we are bringing in a lot of experiential learning into the classroom, still we have a setback where we cannot be doing it in the autonomous institutions. So I just want to understand from your end, as an experienced academician, few guidelines within the framework of autonomous curriculum and syllabus. How can we fit in this kind of experiential learning too? Because
very good.
in IIMs, always they
Yes,
give one case study method is going to be taken path for teaching, which
of
is not
course.
obviously not possible in the institution like us. So
Okay.
because we are fitting into a framework, we have to go by that.
Yes, yes.
So I just want to understand one or two quick tips for all the
Okay.
academicians over here, so which we
Okay.
can follow exactly to give an experiential learning for our students.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am, the first answer is within ourselves. Most of the time, we go with the preset mind that these students cannot handle experiential classes or experience based classes or collaboration based classes. It is our own limitation, it is our own mindset, and that prevents us from doing that. I have done this experiential learning in even the remotest areas, even the first year of bachelor program, in the executive education programs where it is post MBA and post doctorate. And also I have done in top business schools like IIMs, Accelerate and all that. Please do not dump yourself down. Pick them up. Pick them up and accept the outcome, and accept that this is not going to work 100%, but it is definitely going to move the needle from 0 to 30 to 40 to 50. It will not go to 100. Yes, if you can get to 100, God bless you. God bless those students. God bless the attitude. God bless the environment that you have created. But go with the idea that these are my students who are ready for an experiential based learning. Use the method which Aristotle has taught us, and that was Q&A based questions. Allow time for them to settle down by talking to us. Allow time to say a few nice things about them, about their career, about their classes, about the institution, and about themselves. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel safe that they are ready for us, rather than thinking that we have to only deliver the pizza. No, you have to make a pizza also at the same time you are delivering. That's the difference between pizza delivery and education delivery. That in education, production and distribution takes place at the same time. In the case of pizza, pizza is made some time ago and delivered some time later. That is the benefit that we have, and that is also the challenge we have. So, to cut the entire thing short, please go there with the idea that I have to have an experiential learning class with them. Second point, please do not be afraid of the number of students in the class. I have done this teaching and learning process in a hall full of 400 students at one time. And still I was able to do the case teaching. Similarly, the third also thing, which many of us, I do not know why, have this wrong perception. What is the wrong perception? That, sir, I'm teaching engineering, I'm teaching mathematics, I'm teaching economics, I'm teaching accounting, I'm teaching auditing, where this experiential thing is not possible. Wrong. You are wrong. They are right. You are wrong. Each and every student, each and every class, each and every subject is entitled to receive OBE, to receive engaging learning teaching process. I hope this particular one. Anybody who comes to you, ma'am, that sorry, ma'am, you can do it in marketing, but I cannot do it in auditing, which simply means that person is not ready for this kind of teaching. Does it make sense, ma'am?
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other question? Final question.
Yes, sir.
Before I start, but please stop me at any time. I am trying to say, please stop me at any time. Just say, sir, give me a minute. My name is so and so. I want to ask this question, and I will immediately stop and handle and address your question. Go ahead.
Sir, I am Dr. Dilipan here
Yeah.
from Velammal again. So one of my question is, as you are being worked at top-notch institutions and being as an US Fulbright scholarship, you have went across many abroad universities. And even I went to 9 countries. But one thing what I observed personally is like countries like the other countries, the other abroad universities, their assessment pattern is totally different. But still in India, we measure students on their marks, and these marks are being awarded based on what they mug up and vomit. So that is a great gap is there, and a lacuna is also there, whereas we are not preparing the students for industry ready. In such case, what can be done or what restructure can be added to this assessment pattern where we can make our students to learn more, and we can also make them to learn by enjoying, so that we can prepare them at the end of the day for the industry.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, and congratulations that you have also been exposed as well as delivered international education in 9 countries, and it is phenomenal. Even if going to one country is great, but you have been to 9 countries. My full compliments to you. After that, I would like you to please erase this thought. What is the erase the thought? That we do not have control over the testing, over the examining, over the method of evaluating their performance. Please keep in mind that there are two methods of evaluation. The first one is called formative, and the second one is called summative. Let me give you an example. Summative example is like midterm or like end term or like tests that you have where you are giving marks to them, where you are giving assignment marks to them. Now, that particular thing is not in your hands because that is a part of the curriculum as well as the outcome based teaching of that program also. Therefore, please do not see that as a limitation, see that as a requirement. Now, that is called summative, where you have less flexibility and less freedom. But the first one is totally in your hands and which is called formative assessment. What is a formative assessment? A quick method of formative assessment is what I am doing now, where I have asked you to ask questions. Now, those particular questions are giving me an idea where you are coming from, what is the level of concern you have, what is the level of engagement you have, and where are the areas I will need to deliver whatever inputs I need to give. This is called formative. A very quick method you can do is that if when you go to a class, let us say a very simple class, say auditing class, even though I'm a professor of marketing, I'm not giving the example of marketing because then you will say, sir, what is this? This is only in marketing, not in accounting. So let's say that I go to an auditing class or an accounting class. And in an accounting, the first session, I just bring with me several small chits, maybe half a page or quarter page. And we'll also bring pencils as well as pen because these days very few students carry these writing instruments to the class. They are mostly their phone as well as laptops and others. And after my introduction and after their introduction, I ask them to write two questions answers. Number one question: what is your expectation from this particular course? Please write in no more than 15 to 20 words. Second, I also ask them that what is it that you know about this particular subject. Let them write. Now, this is called formative assessment. Now, once they have written that particular thing, I take that particular slip from them and then I give them another piece of paper. And I say, okay, you have already given me what you want or what you know, what you expect, and you have written your name and everything. Now I'm giving you a second slip. In this particular second slip, you should write answers to the very same two questions which I had asked individually from you, but now you need to collaborate with two students or one students or four students, depending upon the size of the class that I have. Each and every group will be this entire thing and will give group response. And then I will compare the individual as well as the group. What a wonderful way of knowing and moving the needle from 0 to 40 within 15 minutes. And I did not even show a single slide at this particular moment. And I caught their attention and I got them engaged and they also knew each other. This is the way by which you can do this there in summative. So please learn what is known as summative method of learning, summative method of what is summative? As I mentioned to you midterm, and in all those things, please, at least in the case of the midterm, give your comments. Why you are giving the marks that you are giving, what they could have done in summative. But in formative, you don't have to judge them. You don't have to grade them. You only have to counsel them. You only have to work with them with the knowledge that they already have. And in both the cases, the knowledge needle has moved very, very rapidly from 0 to whatever speed that you want. So please perish the thought that, in IIMs and IITs, this is possible. No. Even in the case of the IIM, when I design a course syllabus, like I'm teaching in IIM Nagpur next week, there I have to give two tests, mandatory. I have to take class participation marks, mandatory. I have to take a project report, mandatory. I have to take a presentation, mandatory. Now imagine all these things are given to me as mandatory, which is not much different than you have. Yes, in your case, it may come from the university. And so let me give you the second example. The second example is of University of West London, where I am deputy dean. Now we are teaching the same course that English faculty is teaching in London, but we are teaching in the UAE. And guess what? We cannot change even the PPTs that have been given to us by them. We cannot. We cannot change even a single method of learning that they are. Why? Because both the students are learning in a mirror-like environment. The people who are learning in London, and then, so what we are doing more and more formative assessment. We are doing more and more experiential learning. Why? Because in some courses, can you believe that I have to take only one assignment in the whole course, and that particular assignment is carrying 100 marks, and that is given in the 14th week of their session. Some of you are fortunate that at least you have midterm, you have got pop quiz, you have that quiz, this quiz. I have nothing. And therefore, if the students don't come to the class and just give me the reports, believe me, I can do nothing. Why? Because there is no marks for class participation. There's no marks for attendance. There's no marks for any of the pop quiz and all that we are talking. And many times they just give me 2,500 words for a report at the end of the course, and I have to grade it. But, and this is the very, very big but, that even those particular reports have to be judged through a rubrics, through a matrix of rubrics. Each and every section of the rubrics has to be judged by them. In some assignments, I have got 9 sections. Now imagine that 9 sections in one report, and I have to give not only marks for each section, but also I have to give in my comments, my feedback for each and every section. Can you believe that when I teach 100 students, it takes me 7 days of grading them, and I'm talking of only report. One report, 7 days. You say, what? Are you crazy? I said, no, it's not crazy. Because, and then what happens? And this is another beautiful part, which at least you don't have that challenge. That out of all our students, we have to give a 10% sample to the second grader in London. And the second grader in London will check the sample of 10% and agree or disagree with our marks. If he or she doesn't agree with us, then as a mandate, a third examiner will also come, and that third examiner will also see the marks which have been given by me as the first grader, by the professor in UK as the second grader, and the examiner will also give the report that whether I have been fair, consistent, and accurate in my grading or not, whether I have given developmental feedback or not. Developmental feedback means what you have done is good, what you have not done, this is the lacking. This is how the OBE or outcome-based education is delivered in both university system as well as IIMs. I hope you understand this part. Please do not use this word which you have used. I'm sorry to point out that mug and throw up. What nonsense is that? Who
So
is doing that?
one thing,
Yes.
as you have mentioned, I'm also an IIM alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad. The problem with the IIMs like premier institutions, deemed university and autonomous institution is not that freedom is there, not there for affiliated and constituent colleges, where they need to follow the university syllabus which was set by someone else. So the assessment pattern, they have a methodology in which they need to go over the formative and summative. But consider the premier institution where the course instructor who designed the course, they have an autonomy in designing the assessment, like what you have mentioned. What in IIM, they normally they give weightage, less weightage for class participation, the quizzes, what they handle, the reflections, what the professor is asking for the learners, and the end term they'll be having a project like what you have said. So the end term project will be given more weightage.
No, I got
But
it.
that
What is your
is
question? I could not follow the question.
no. The problem is that is not be possible in the affiliated institution.
And which is where I'm trying to say, sir, that you are unfortunately wrong. Because in the case of the affiliated universities also, there is a university called Awadh University in Ayodhya, and it has
Okay.
got 200 colleges in it. About last week, I was in Bareilly, Rohilkhand
Okay.
University, which has got 70 schools attached to it. And everywhere there is a curriculum, and there is a method of grading, and there are different kind of internal and external events of assessing them. But who is stopping you from doing these formative assessments there? And by the way, in IIMs also, you cannot design the syllabus or course outline the way you want. It is also vetted, it is also approved by the area faculty members. And once that particular area chairman has approved, then it goes to the dean. There is also an academic learning. There is also at the end of it, what did you teach? In our IIM Calcutta, where I was teaching consumer behavior, I had 170 students. Each and everything that I did was vetted by the faculty members of IIM marketing area, and it was also later on when gone to the academic council. So please do not think that we are free bird, we do anything we want. In fact, in our one case, there was a very big advertising agency that you perhaps know, Mudra, at that particular time. A girl came, director of advertising creative process, and she was teaching a course in XLRI on advertising. And at the end of it, I was the area chairman, and I saw that she gave to everyone A grade, and she had only one, I remind you, only one report to take. We had to cancel the entire evaluation process, and we never invited her again. And that particular then examination was done again by the internal faculty. So I think this is where you are from. I am Ahmedabad. You should know that particular part, that you are empowered, but you are not free.
Yeah.
Please
Yes.
keep this particular difference in mind, that you are
Yes.
empowered, but you are not free. The moment you misuse your power, there is a problem.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? Very good question that he has asked, and I wanted to clarify that part as much as I can. Final question before I begin this, although we have already begun in a Q&A method, so don't worry about it. I've already mentioned designing teaching learning process through OBE. Any question, please? Please don't be afraid. Don't think that you are wrong. You could only be different, but you cannot be wrong. Final question, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I am
Good afternoon.
Rajesh,
Yes, Raj.
calling from Gandhigram Rural Institute. What about your opinion on
One second, Raj. What did you say? Which institute it is?
Gandhigram Rural Institute, Digital? That is the
Where
central
it is?
government
Oh,
institute.
where it is? Dindigul.
Tamil Nadu. It's in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, I got it. I
Dindigul
got it.
district.
Okay.
Dindigul district.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, please.
My question is, what is your opinion on National Education Policy 2020, and how the students going to be adapt this policy?
I think you are
Policy.
absolutely perfect in asking this great question. And believe me, I also do a weekly show, television show. And this particular thing, I had done it in 2020 itself when the policy came out. There are three, and the members of that committee also came on my show. In fact, Vice Chancellor of Cochin University, Vice Chancellor of three central universities were speakers on my show when I asked this question. Let me give you three answers. Number one, new education policy has made all of us much more accountable to our craft as we have been in the past. Why? Because the students have what is known as multi-entry, multi-exit facility. You know, multi-entry, multi-exit facility, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Multi-exit means that students can take a certificate from you in the first year and can go to the second university for second year and third university for the third year, and the person will graduate without any interruption. You understand that, right? Now, which means that the students have to be retained by the education institution, not just detained. What is detaining? Detaining is that where you are keeping the person against the will of that person. Retaining is that you are taking positive actions in order to keep the person within your organization. Therefore, teachers have to be better than that. Therefore, teachers have to be concerned more about the students, much more caring than they have been. Number one. Number two, this new education policy does not emphasize on fundamentals alone. It emphasizes on internships. It emphasizes on skills. It emphasizes on employability. It emphasizes on experiential education. In other words, the internship which we see now, plus two and all, they have now been available to them even 8th standards onwards, which means the students who you and I will meet in our higher education institutions, they will be hopefully much more mature, much more hardened, much more practice oriented, and therefore fooling them, I'm sorry to use the term, fooling them, misleading them, or saying anything and getting away with it, it will not be just possible. Why? Quality of students will become better, retention will make it even that much better. Third, that this particular new education policy emphasizes on this very thing that ma'am is doing, which is outcome based education. They just do not want a person to pass and fail as per the syllabus. They also want to see what has been the outcome of what you have learned. Whether that particular an outcome simply means impact. Outcome simply means something that you can share with others. Outcome simply means that you are moved in the needle of knowing nothing to knowing something to knowing a lot. And that's and finally the thing is that these institutions which are great in its own, they have been empowered. They have been empowered in terms of independence, in terms of autonomy, in terms of research. So today, teaching has to be research led teaching, experiential led teaching. For instance, it will be quite okay for you to go for what is known as field visits of the universities, field visits of the companies, field visits of any place where they can learn and teach them there. Reach out, outreach, all of them have become important. Calling visiting speakers is a very good idea. Completing the syllabus is not the responsibility of the teacher alone, it is the responsibility of the class and the teacher. But it has to be done creatively. You don't have to say 356 million slides because those are the slides. You have to give responsibility for the students also to learn and build upon it. Don't think that they know nothing. They know. But we have to take them to the direction. So instead of teaching, learning has become the method of getting through. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
So beautifully you are set, and it's all தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க எங்க ஊர்ல பசுமரத்து ஆணி போல் புரிஞ்சது. When you nailed it in a green tree, it will be get into easily. Same way, whatever you said, it's get into my brain easily, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you so much for
God bless you for that. I hope Dr. Lakshmi is not very unhappy with me that I moved from day 1 to day 4.
Oh, sir, nothing like that. We are very happy that at least we were able to make it like, and we are happy to hear from you different perspectives.
Thank you, ma'am.
So,
okay, any other question? It's already 12:30, 45 minutes. I can go through some very important points, at least to me. Maybe they are important for you also. If there is no question, still, I'm glad that you are asking those questions. It's making me more comfortable and much more integrated with you. I thank you all for those who asked the questions and those who did not, but listened to the answers and the questions. Please note down on the top of this slide, bottom, I have given my India WhatsApp number. Please use this WhatsApp to call me, to send your feedback, to ask a question, to ask for help, any support I can give. This is my WhatsApp number. This is my personal email ID. And more important, that you can also become a member, free member, no money required, for this Indo-Gulf Management Association. I have given you the link there. Please go there and you will see much more things. Anybody who is interested in improvement of your career, improvement of teaching opportunities, anything, you are my guest. But only one request: when you write a message, please write your full name, full college name, where we met, because I will not be able to recall after some time that who is this gentleman or the lady, I don't know, and say we met in this particular FDP on OBE. And I will definitely try. And if you are on the LinkedIn, please say something when you go there about me or about them. I am also personally on the LinkedIn. Just mention this, Dr. Mohanlal Agarwal, President, Indo-Gulf Management Association, and you will see my LinkedIn page. This is the group page. So, final question before I start few things. Okay?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sir, I want to know about the strategy.
What is your name, ma'am? Your name and your affiliation.
Myself, Dr. Santosh Upadhyay from Udaipur, Rajasthan, Vidya Bhavan GS Teachers College, affiliated with MLSU, Mohanlal Sukhadia University, Udaipur.
Yes, ma'am. I have seen that university because I have been there. Two universities. One, this JK Singhania University, right?
Yeah, sir.
And the second is Udaipur. Yeah.
Mohanlal Sukhadia University.
I have seen that university also. I think I went inside the campus. You have two universities side by side. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That university campus and some agriculture university or something?
Yes, agriculture university is also here.
Yes.
Maharana Pratap University.
Yeah, but it's okay. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Sir, I want to know when we use strategy like field trip or project work, then how to access to students?
How to access?
What are the strategy of assessment of field trip or project work?
Question. Excellent question you have asked, ma'am. What's your name, ma'am? You said?
My name is Santosh Upadhyay, Dr. Santosh Upadhyay.
Yeah, Dr. Upadhyay or Dr. Santosh. Very good question you have asked, and I want to compliment you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You know that in Udaipur there are many cement companies.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there is one cement company whom I know personally in Udaipur, which is called Wonder Cement. Correct?
Wonder Cement. Yes, sir.
Yes. So yes, I know everyone there, and they know me also. Now let's say that you go there by taking an appointment and say that you want to bring your students to their campus. Okay. In industry, and they will give you time. I'm sure it will not be easy. I mean, saying it easy, doing is not, but which I acknowledge. But I'm saying if you're at it, most corporations will say yes to you after one or two tactful tries, tactful contacts. What is tactful? You also have to show to them what is the benefit to them. Why should they help you? You get my point here, ma'am? Right?
Yes.
Always, always remember one thing in life, Santosh, that if you want to take anything from anyone, first give that person something before you ask. Don't ask, first give. And when that person has taken something from you, that person will be more than willing to be a part of what you want to learn, or what you want to do, or what you want to get help. Am I clear to you, Santosh, about this
Yes,
part?
sir.
Okay. So now
Yes,
you
sir.
go to that particular cement university. They give you time, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, right?
Yes,
First,
sir.
you make your students learn beforehand what is that particular cement company, what is cement industry, who are the big players, who are the big names, all those kind of things that they should study before they go there. Okay. Second,
Okay.
please make 4 or 5 good questions ready in advance. In advance means identify 4 or 5 good students and let them figure out the questions. You go through the questions, refine them, and then let them ask the questions when they are interacting. Am I clear to you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second part. The third part is that when they have delivered their session, these questions should be asked in a very, very nice, polite, but very, very inquisitive way. You are not subordinate to them. They are not superior to you. They are collaborators. You are good in your business, they are good in their business, and therefore nobody is beholden to anyone. It is the process of learning from each other, getting from each other. Okay. Once
Yes.
that part is done, and you also thereafter create some nice surprise by asking the students that if they have any question to ask other than the questions that you had already prepared. You got my point, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
let them
Yes, sir.
ask a surprise question. If not, I think those 4 or 5 questions will do the job. Then you ask that company executive also, do they have any question to ask from you or from your students? And let them ask that questions. And again, you prepare 4 or 5 students in advance who will be answering the questions in case the company asks that question. Are you
Okay,
following
sir.
what I'm saying? Good
Yes, sir.
students, brilliant students, A grade students. Once it
Yes.
is done, you have taken the group photograph, everything fine. Now you come back to the college and
Yes,
ask
sir.
them to write one page, one page summary. Number one,
Okay.
wow, that what were they expecting from that particular visit. Number two, what did they learn from them? Three takeaways. One, two, three. They have
Okay.
to write three, and then you just read it and just give your own stars, as we give 5 star, 4 star, 3 star. Don't give anyone less than 2 star. You got my point? Okay.
Yes,
From
sir. Yes,
four,
sir.
three, two, because this is a formative assessment. In a
Yes, sir.
formative assessment, we do not discourage the learner. We
Yeah.
encourage the learner, even though
Yes,
that
sir.
particular learner is wrong. Okay, am I clear here, man?
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah,
And
sir.
that way
Yeah.
you are able to. And then
Absolutely, sir.
thereafter, what you do, the photographs which you have taken, the questions
Yes, sir.
that you have taken, make a summary of your own with photographs and display it in your college. You will see what a wonderful atmosphere you have created in the college. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem. You are welcome. I'm Lakshmi. Was that okay answer or less answer, more like something else? Lakshmi, are you there? I think she's not there.
So she's in another meeting.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
Anybody else give a feedback other than Santosh? How was her question? How was my answer? Anyone, please give feedback to me. Are you able to see me? Is my face clear, or
Yes, sir. Yeah,
it is
it's clear.
dark or something? I'm anyway dark, but
I'm sorry, sir. There was some network disconnectivity from my end. So
that's
just
okay.
joined back.
Yeah. So, what is your feedback on what the answer and the question?
Yes. This is Dr. Lakshmi. Yes, sorry, there was a network disconnectivity from my end. That's the reason I was not able to answer back to you that time.
That's okay. That's okay. Anybody in the audience?
So it was really excellent. And All our chaotic mind has been cleared, I hope so.
Thank you, sir. I am really grateful to you. Any other feedback? Quick feedback. Is I hope people are taking pictures because I cannot take the pictures in this Google method. Hope some of you are taking good pictures and will share it with me later.
Sure, sir.
Okay? All right. Now let's begin. Few things. Please keep in mind that we are in a very, very tough and challenging environment. And this is called new learning environment. In this new learning environment, there are many things which are happening and which are challenging us day in and day out. The first one is proliferation of information. Proliferation of information means that sources of information, quality of information, quantity of information is increasing day by day in a geometric progression. In other words, there is no problem of information on anything, whether it is Facebook, whether it is YouTube, whether it is Wikipedia, whether it is Google. Oh God, it is just too much sometimes. Proliferation of information. So do not think that you are the source of information and people cannot get that information from elsewhere. They will, and sometimes they will get better than you have explained. So proliferation of information. You're competing with them. How do you compete? Please keep always in mind that you cannot compete information with information. You can compete information with an insight, wisdom, analysis, clarification, perspective. If you give one information which they already know, then no problem. Ask them, what does it mean? What is the implication of it? How did it start? And suddenly you will find that that information that they have got from WhatsApp University or Google University or Wikipedia University or many other kinds of things, suddenly they will see, oh God, they only had information but did not know how to do it. It is almost like you are what is in a newspaper the role of an editorial, an editor. An editorial makes the things which are difficult to understand easy to understand. It makes sense to us. That is why people read opinion pages. That is why people read editorials. They are not just checking headlines. Headlines is no doubt important for our awareness, but that doesn't make you expert. Insights make. Second, these days multidisciplinary nature of development is taking place. Economics, sociology, management, non-profit organizations, management, accounting, strategy. Everything is interdisciplinary, and which means that you are really, really going into what is known as a kind of integrated knowledge that you are giving, the one which is the objective of the new education policy. The third is participatory corporate structure. If you see the corporations as well as the organizations which are delivering education like colleges, they all have very, very participative structure, like principal giving empowerment to the head of the department. Head of the department is giving empowerment to the faculty members. Faculty members giving empowerment to the students. Clubs, various units of the students, their nature club, their accounting club, their marketing club, all that is almost like the hierarchical corporate structure that we have seen. Fourth, instant access to global knowledge. The answer which I gave earlier for the marketing lab. I just have to send a WhatsApp message to or LinkedIn message or YouTube message, anything to any professor in the Harvard Business School. Tell him that what he or she has written, and then say, when can I have few minutes of discussion with you? Please let me know when you are free. Of course, you will have to be available at that time also because the time difference is there, but still instant access to global knowledge. And then what you know is no longer good after 3 to 4 years. which is known as rapid obsolescence. In fact, the fridge, refrigerators, microwave, washing machines are lasting longer than your knowledge, than my knowledge. We have to update ourselves. We have to put away the thoughts that we have and replace them with new thoughts. And as a result, whatever I am saying will immediately become diffused. Whatever you say, it is, like movies of Indian movies, Hollywood or Bollywood. No longer it requires 52 weeks or golden jubilee or silver jubilee. Now 5 weeks of good audience participation makes the movie hit. Thereafter, it comes on some TV channel, which means that the time gap between conceptualization and spread of that knowledge is very, very little. So please don't go to the class unaware. Don't go to the class uninformed. Please be ready for any question of that time. Now, this is what I feel is very important for all of us to know, and that will make the change. We also have gone through the evolution of students for us. Very, very, different evolution. For instance, prehistoric days. Listen to me, you are not paying attention to me. And what I say is what you have to listen. This is called students as receivers. Sage on the stage. Sage on the stage does, like Rishi Muni kind of thing. Students are sitting with folded hands and you are delivering and they are receiving. Sorry, prehistoric. Medieval thinking of students was that I am very proud of my students because they are my product. 4 days ago, please don't say that I am bragging, but 4 days ago, I received a letter from one of my old students in XLRI Jamshedpur. He is now becoming the Foreign Secretary of India, Vikram Mistry. And he wrote to me that, sir, you were my teacher 24 years ago. Now I am taking over as India's top diplomat next to the foreign minister, and I will be the foreign secretary. What a pleasure it is. He is a product. If you think it is a male, let me give you the example of a female product. L'Oreal, the one which is the greatest brands of cosmetics in the world. My student, a Kerala girl, Leena Nair, she has now become the CEO, global CEO of this thing in, Paris. There are many of my students who are either MDs or this of either Vedant or Birla or Tatas, who were my students at one point of time. I am known for the products I have created. So please treat your student as a product. If you graduate a defective product, you are responsible. It is your fault. You have to make the product quality product. Then only the customers will like it. And who are the customers? The people who are using it. In other words, the country in the case of that foreign secretary. The market in the case of that L'Oreal. That's the point you should keep in mind. Keep all your students as products. Third, modern way. Modern way is treat them with respect. Treat them with courtesy. Treat them that they are your customers. Customers doesn't mean that they will get the grade we want. Sorry. We will give them all attention that they want. We will give them all clarification that they need. We will be holding their hand. Yes, there are many students whom I give C grade or D grade or F grade. And I still like them. And they also like me. The reason is very simple. That I have given them the assurance that You have a right to ask explanation from me why you got the grade. You do not have a right to the grade. You have got right to the explanation why I gave you the grade. And if you do not agree, sure, there is an appeal process. Go for it. I mean, like I mentioned to you in the case of University of West London, where my grades go through 3 stages. I give the grade, second grader gives the grade, third grader gives the grades, which means there should be no mistake. But that doesn't mean I have to give the grade to the person the way it is. And the kind of student that is emerging today is called postmodern. Postmodern student is a co-producer. Co-producer means that my class will not be run by me. My class will be run by me and my students. In other words, group activities like formative assessments I told you. Sometimes even I will say, hey, these are the 3 slides that I want you to take up and explain to the students. And I'm just watching them. So they are showing those slides, they're explaining those slides. When a student asks a question, I know the answer, but I don't want to go give the answer. So I will ask someone else to give the answer. And I will ask the same way, are you happy with the answer? Is it okay with it? Have you understood it? Do you want more? Then I'll ask 1 or 2 more students to do that. So important thing is to give them respect and use their knowledge as a part of your own knowledge delivery. That is called co-producer. And please keep this particular change in mind. Otherwise, the thing that we heard earlier, that they mug and throw out, no. That will never be the case in a postmodern teaching and outcome-based teaching. So never project an attitude that teachers don't want to learn from students about their learning needs. Please tell them, I do not know everything. I also do not know everything about you. If you cannot give me the questions, I will never be able to answer and know what you want. So please ask questions. And you are not stupid. Stupid is those who think that they know but don't want to ask, that they don't know. You know what is the biggest sin that we all have? The biggest sin that we have is that we do not know what we do not know. Yes, sin is when you do not know what you know, or at least claim that you know. So please keep always this particular thing. I don't know everything, and I definitely don't know about your learning needs. And that is why you remember that exercise which I told you, formative assessment, that formative assessment will clarify. And I always read it, that what were the expectations these people had. And that is how this particular thing goes on. Please go for what is known as deep learning and engagement. How do you do that? Please keep in mind these 2 things. Intellectual excitement. Tell them something which excites them mentally. Tell them something which excites them cognitively. Content, performance, information, insight. All that is a part of this. But in the second case, also very important, interpersonal rapport. Interpersonal rapport means that you know them. You know at least some strengths and weaknesses, their anxieties, their concerns. Talk to them. Do what is ACP. Yes, after class participation. I know many of you will say, sir, please, we are loaded with classes one after another after another. Of course you are loaded. Who has stopped you from converting one of the class every week for this interpersonal rapport? Who has stopped you? You can always pick up whatever you have left as far as your syllabus is concerned in the previous session or in the next session. But that particular day, listen to them, talk to them, say hello to them. I wouldn't mind if you even carry some sweets for them. Candies. I'm not saying sweet like sweet. Candies for them. Or anything that you like. Share your weaknesses. Share your concerns also. Appear to them that you are a reachable human being. Very important, interpersonal. And if you don't like them, they don't like you, then forget what you have taught. It's
I'm
all
sorry, Dr.
nonsense.
Mohan, for
Yes, ma'am.
interrupting it between. Is it like the slide is in the first, only in first slide, because the participants are asking like they're not able to go through the slides because we can only see the first slide.
Oh, I'm so sorry. 1 minute, ma'am. Thank you very much for this feedback. Let me show
Yeah.
you then. Because it is the Google issue.
We didn't, yeah, we didn't go through the
No,
slides
you are very
actually.
kind, and I appreciate that. Okay, let me try
Okay.
again. But all this will be available to you, ma'am. Okay?
Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Let me. Are you able to see it now?
Yes.
So I think this is the Google issue, right? Okay. Google Meet has some problem in it. Are you
You
able to
just
see
have
this
to,
two
yes, you have to just
dimensions?
go to next slide once you started, like, because we're,
Sure.
uh,
Are you able to see now this slide, two dimensions?
yes, we
Huh?
are able to see that. 2 dimensions
Okay.
of deep learning,
Okay.
yes. Thank
And
you.
this was the previous slide. Oh God, something is wrong here.
Sir,
Stop.
nothing, sir. Only just you, while
No,
going
no,
to
let
just
me try. Let me try
switch
again.
over to the next slide.
Yeah, but it is my fault also. Let me try. If I can be of some help here. It is
Or if you want us
window.
to do one help from our end also, we are very
No, I
welcome.
don't think so. I have done it many times, but let me try again. In case it is coming up, fine. If not, are you
No,
able to see it now?
yes, perfect.
What about this?
Yes, we were able to see the 2 dimensions of deep learning and
Yes,
engagement.
but I'm saying it is only, again, it is stuck here.
So just press the down arrow.
Down, I'm doing the same. I'm putting the down arrow only. Down arrow, up
Or try
arrow.
with the slideshow, sir. Or click the
Uh,
slideshow in the top.
in the top,
This
stop.
in the toolbar, home, insert, design,
1 second.
slideshow. Or that even in the, over there also you can do that.
In the toolbox, where it is, ma'am?
Top, sir. Title bar, the top.
Top
File,
file.
slideshow is there, right? First top. Just move a little ahead. Can you see the file, home, design, animation, transitions?
No, ma'am. So sorry. Very, very sorry.
No problem, sir. No problem, please. Top, sir. Top.
Why it is not showing here? It should be showing.
It should be there. You can even click that icon also. The fourth icon next to the zoom button. Or if you want us to share the PPT, we'll share from our end if you have any difficulty.
Okay. Just can
You
you
can
give me
share
your
in my.
can you give me your email ID quickly, or just send me
Yes.
an email? I will
Yes,
send.
I'll WhatsApp you immediately now, please.
No. Send me an email so
Fine.
that I
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
Huh? Otherwise, I will
Sure,
have
sir.
to send it again. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no issues. Just 2 minutes.
Just
I'll
give
be
me.
sending you mail.
Just give me few. Huh? Okay.
Yeah. Can I just your mail ID? I'll
Sure.
just take it from here.
Mohan
Mohan.
Bond. James Bond.
BOND. Yes,
Beyond.
sir.
Mohan Bond 01
Okay.
01 at gmail.com.
Yeah, I have sent you a test mail. mohanbond01 gmail.com.
Yes,
I'll just send you a test mail.
sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm just sending you there, huh?
Yes, please.
Sorry. I haven't received yet. Yes, now I got it.
Yes, sir.
Can you check, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm just checking it. Not received it. I'm just checking it.
That's okay. In the same email, I have sent you the
Yes, yes, yes. 2 minutes.
That's okay. If you feel, ma'am, don't worry about money. If there is one more session, I will be happy to go through that also. Maybe today,
Yes,
maybe
yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure. We can take it
It is just
exclusively
my
also.
offer. Don't think that I'm, yeah. I know that your program is already there.
We can take an exclusive session with you one day for
Yeah,
sure.
that will be awesome.
Yeah. No, sir, I have not received it.
Just see, ma'am, one more time.
MOHANBOND01, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I received it.
Thank you.
Fine, fine.
Thank you.
Two min, two
Yeah,
minutes. I'm
sure.
just.
You can load it there so that no issue there.
Yeah, Dr. Dilipan will share it on the screen.
Of course. My apologies for the interruption, ladies
Sorry,
and
sir,
gentlemen.
please, 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 no issues. Please, you can carry on. Meanwhile, we'll be
Sure,
sharing
sure.
it.
No, I just want that slide to so that there is a match between what I'm saying and what there is. Yes, sir. Yes, next. Yes, this was the one. Okay. Huh? 2 dimensions. Is everyone there? Are you able to see it? Great. Please go to the next one. Yeah. In OBE, please keep in mind that as an educator, you have to play multiple roles and multiple delivery points. Thank you, Dr. Maheshwari. I got it. Huh? Thank you. The first is that you really have to take care of their IQ. IQ would be here like technical skills, the competency, proficiency with which the teachers perform their task. Our IQ is very important. Our technical skills are the foundation. You should not talk rubbish. You should always talk sense as well as substance. Sense and substance. Very important. Next one. EQ, the one which I mentioned to you already. That is, talk to them. Be one of them. Let them reach out to you. Joke with them sometimes. Sometimes say something funny. Sometimes show your weakness. Sometimes some joke. No issues, because that is very important that you have emotional quotient or social communication skills. You must not show to them that you are old, they are young. You are as young as they are. That's the beauty of a teacher. A teacher never gets old because he or she meets the same age of students throughout his or her career. Next. Leadership skills. Leadership skills means that you have to take initiative. You have to design your workshop. You have to design exercises. You have to lead them. You have to control them. You have also to control bad elements in the class. You also have to take the good elements in the class. So as a result, total leadership is required from you. Fourth. Next one. Moral skills, your honesty, your personal ethics. For instance, personal ethics is being there few minutes before the class, not leaving the class before time, making sure that you are using each and every minute of the class well, You also keep your phone down. You also keep it on the silent mode. You also carry it but hide it so that nobody is disturbed as a part of it. You have to give the same message to them that phones are allowed, phones are seen, but only when they are watching the screens that you are showing. If they want a break for some social call or some other important call, sure. You tell them that if you want, I can give you 5 minutes after 30 minutes. And then you take 5 minutes. And if you come back, fine. If you don't come back, your problem. And let them finish that. And tell them that nobody has died ever that you didn't answer the WhatsApp message or any other message promptly. Such messages are few, very, very few in life. Next one. How many of you are aware of this Bloom's taxonomy? Just give me some quick survey answer. Okay, Dr. Selva Lakshmi, yes. Justin, yes. Very good. I'm so happy that most of you are aware of it. Those who are not answering, I know they also know. Now, in this Bloom's taxonomy, important thing is that as per the year of the students, you please make sure that you have all the objectives, all the 6 things that he has mentioned, but emphasis should be more. Please show that next one, please. Cognitive, psychomotor, affective. Now this is the one, taxonomy. In the advanced classes, maybe MBA or maybe third year of your bachelor program, please go mostly for 3, 4, 5, 6 in different ways. 3, 4, 5, 6. In the early levels, like year 1 or year 2, go for 1, 2, 3. And 4 also, if you believe that there are some good students and all. But your emphasis should be more on all the 6, especially when you are doing the formative as well as summative assessment. In summative assessment, try to ask the questions relating to 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, you should also ask questions relating to 1 and 2 so that they are not bluffing. But at the same time, even if they bluff their way, but if they can do very well 3, 4, 5, 6, that's fine. Why? Because we are not asking what are the 3 different methods of auditing, or what is market segmentation, or what are the various techniques by which people can develop new product ideas. Of course, they should know 1 and 2. But if you ask them in the format of 3, 4, 5, 6, or at least 3, 4, people will love it in the class also. They will give you a lot more attention. So this is first thing. The second thing perhaps you may not be knowing, which I'm going to share with you. Can you please go to the next slide? Next slide, next slide. Next slide, next slide. Yes, this is the one. How many of you are aware of this WARC categories? Please raise your hand if you know. If you don't know, that is fine. All right. WARC is an absolute wonderful thing of creating a bridge between the teacher and the students in terms of designing your teaching and learning process of OBE. Remember, all of us are having our own preferences. So WARC here refers to what preference we have in our own life and what preferences students have. And when you deliver the thing in the process that they like it, then possibly there will be better connection. Visual. Now there are many of us who love information when it is given in charts, graphs, flow charts, symbolic arrows, circles, etc., etc. Like these days, you have seen newspapers or television. They're also giving information in the form of charts. And immediately we get the information. Please take a test of yourself as a teacher. Please. If you have not done this test, take the test today. It is free. on Google, you can go and say, show my work, and you will get what it is almost like your horoscope or your profile. That which method you prefer. Sometimes what happens, we prefer visual, but the students prefer something else. There is a disconnect. Please, next slide. A. Oral, auditory. Auditory means preference for information that is heard. Many times I have the note with me, but I say, please explain it to me or give me the summary of it. Which means my preference for getting this information is oral. Well, there are some people who say, okay, we have heard you. Can you send me the note later? Now, which means that the preference is for the third. So the students for this particular modality learn best from lectures, from tutorials, from tapes, YouTube, group, a discussion is speaking, etc., etc. Talking through it. Give them the chance to speak for 2 minutes for listening from others. Next slide, please. Reading or writing. Like for instance, here the slides are important. Here the YouTubes are important. Here the case readings are important. Here small readings are important. Why? Because many of us have, even teachers have the preference of learning more when you read it, learning more when you write it. The same thing is here for the students also. So all this will create a connect between you and them when you are creating this thing. Last, please, next slide. Kinesthetics. Kinesthetics simply means some kind of exercise, some kind of action, some kind of group activity, some kind of pair activity, some kind of, creating something new. In other words, action. They are not just using their brain for listening. They are not just using their ears or mouth. They are also using their brain. They are also doing their. Now, what is the point here? First, take a test of work of yourself. And then when you go to the class, ask all students to take a work test in their home and just show them their chart. Don't take the name, because otherwise they will become a little bit shy. And then see what is the dominant category of learning these students prefer. Is it for kinesthetics? Is it for an action-oriented thing that is? Is it for reading and writing? Is it for listening? Or is it for visuals? Of course, your lectures, your interaction should use all the 4 elements of learning. But if you connect it more with the things that then they will listen to you more. So don't go with the pre-idea. Go with the idea that you want to learn about them. You want to know who they are. And then accordingly, you create them. This is called work category, which I learned first time when I went to California, where I was having a very, very torrid time with some of the students. I was using most of the time oral method. The students, American students, they wanted kinesthetics and they also wanted reading and writing. They were very much visual oriented, but definitely they were not A. And these days, this A is becoming less and less important. So it is my request to you that replace lectures with other things relating to V, relating to R, relating to K, so that you become a complete teacher. Anybody who has a question about it before I go to the last part, and I'll finish it in 2-3 minutes. Anyone? How was this thing? How was it? Dr. Maheshwari, what's your feedback quick?
Sir, very nice and interactive session, sir. We learnt a lot.
Thank you very
How
much.
to deal with the students, everything we learned from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. How was this work as a model?
Today I will do it, sir.
Thank you. Kavita Narayanan. Kavita, are you there? Kavita? No. Dr. G. Venkatesh?
We will practice the patterns. No problem.
Sorry, sir?
We will practice the patterns.
Yeah. How was it? What is your view about it?
Yeah, it is informative and then it is new to an
Okay.
academic exam. So we will
Great.
practice the same and for
Great.
upcoming semester we will apply the same.
No doubt. Thank you very much. Bhushan Jain? Bhushan Jain. Okay. Hina Sheikh? I'm sorry, I'm just calling out the names from the people who are logged in. Thank you, Maheshwari. Thank you, Balanji. Mohit, Kapil,
Yeah.
how was it, Mohit?
Regarding that, I have one question.
Sure, quick.
Yeah. What is the importance to follow the pattern, the question pattern? So what was the wrong with that while asking what is a WH question? Why you have to follow this Bloom tax economy in our question pattern?
There's a Bloom's
And what is the wrong
taxonomy.
with the WH question?
Yeah, this Bloom's taxonomy will make you more effective, impactful OBE teacher. This WARC thing will make you more connected with your students. You will be able to engage them, you will be able to earn their respect, and they will love you.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But the thing is, because last semester, 4 of students came to me and asked about, sir, I am very aware about the answer for the particular question, but the way you are asked, the way the question, I can't able to answer like that. So by using the Bloom tax economy, the students can't able to understand what the question has been asked. Even
That
though
is
they
your
have,
idea. You were teaching MBA or you were teaching BBA? What was the class?
BBA and MBA both.
No. It cannot be both. Both cannot give the same answer because their cognitive level is different.
So there will be a difference, UG and PG.
Yes. MBA student will never come to you and say that, sir, I know the answer, but I could not give the answer the way you asked.
Yeah,
It
because
will be the
we have
bachelor
a
student.
different type.
Yeah, it will be the bachelor student who will say. MBA student will say, sir, I disagree respectfully with your viewpoint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right, Venkatesh?
Yeah, no. But in the classroom we have three types of students.
Correct.
Slow learner, fast learner.
So therefore,
and
whenever
average learner.
anybody says that I respectfully disagree, you say totally, I understand that. Can you please explain to the class what was your viewpoint, and then ask the third person that which viewpoint makes more sense or immediate sense, and immediately that view will be clear. You don't have to defend yourself. Let the third person be a judge of your and his view or her view, and then come to the point.
Yeah. So that is a now big thing in the Bloom tax because we have more numbers of average and slow learners compared to the fast learners.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I apologize for disagreeing with you. In every class, you get the students you deserve.
Yes.
Please, you have to have you do. You know, it is like this. Sorry, you cannot change your parents.
Okay.
You got my point. They are given to you.
Yeah, understanding, sir.
The same way the students are given to you. You are not the recruiters. You are the teachers. Therefore, we have to change ourselves to the kind of students we receive. And therefore, work will help you in going there also. Okay?
Yeah, we have a separate session
last
for
point
this.
is this. Oh, sorry, you were saying something. My apologies.
We need a separate system regarding this.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I would request Lakshmi to create at least 2-3 sessions or maybe one day workshop at some point. and I will be happy to
Thank you,
take
sir.
everything in a different way. Okay, Lakshmi, is that okay?
Sure, Professor.
Sure.
Let's go
Okay.
ahead. Let's go ahead.
Last thing is stimulus case. Can you show this, please? Next slide. No, next slide. Next slide. Yes, this is the one. This is the thing for which I am known in the country, which is called, many people call me father of stimulus cases. Now, in this particular thing, what I do is different from the cases that you already know. This is a brief story on a real life business or management situation already in a public domain that stimulates decision dilemma or an uncertain outcome. In other words, this is not 20 pages, 15 pages, 40 pages Harvard or IIM Ahmedabad kind of cases. This is maybe more than 1 or 2 pages, that's all. And as a result, one page thing can be used in the class. And since it is a contemporary story, everybody is aware of it. And as a result, then you can ask people, okay, what is the decision here? What is the dilemma here? What is the outcome that can happen? And how will you take care of it? Can you show the next slide, please? Yes. Here I am showing this. I mean, this I did on a Great Lakes Institute of Management. Some of you may be knowing in Chennai and in Gurgaon, where I did with their students, along with the students of mine coming from University of Boston. So this case we did, and this case was about this Chetak scooter, which had just come at that particular time. It was in 2020, and it came out, as you can see, Gadkari is there. Those two, CEOs of Bajaj scooters are also there. And here I showed them this particular story, and then I also supplemented it with the YouTube. And can you believe that we had 7 hours of case discussion on this itself on one page? And there were almost 40 students, 20 from India, 20 from US, and they were presenting what Chetak would do or should do in order to make itself successful in the world. This is an example of stimulus case. Can you show the next one, please? This next case I had used in Oman for Birla Institute of Technology, BITS Pilani. They had a college there. And there I showed this as an example where Oman government had imposed a tax on the various cigarettes or this and that, which they call sin tax, PAP, sin tax. And I showed it to them, this particular thing. And then we had almost 4 hours of discussion among 80 faculty members from various parts of Oman who had come for my workshop. And then we did how to engage, what to answer, what not to answer. So this was it, friends. I wanted to show to you that how do you design learning and, of course, teaching around OBE. And I gave you 2 or 3 new tools, I hope, which were useful to you. And with that, I complete my presentation because I don't want to be between you and your lunchtime. Thank you very much for your attention, for your respect for the contents, as well as for very, very deep level of participation. I'm grateful to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed presentation and explanation. Thank you very much, sir. It is very mind-blowing talk on the topic designing, teaching, learning process for OBE. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi. Thank you, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I could not take the names of each and everyone. Well, that would have taken another 15-20 minutes, and I didn't want to waste your time. I wanted to come straight to the point. I was asking Dr. Lakshmi two sessions. I was asking Dr. Lakshmi 2 sessions, but she gave me only 1. I said it's fine, totally fine.
No, sir, definitely. Thanks. We will accommodate. Definitely, we'll have an exclusive session in future with the same set of participants if they're interested. Or we will take it more participants too. We'll plan for it definitely.
Thank you very much. Please do go to my LinkedIn profile where you give your message as well as pictures. Dr. Lakshmi, hope you will share with me the the pictures because I couldn't take any, right?
No, no,
Since
no.
I
We will
was.
share you the pictures. We will share the feedback form. Everything will be shared with you.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Dear
Namaskar.
participants,
Thank you, sir, for
please,
joining. Namaste.
please on your video for taking a snap screenshot.
Okay, can I leave now? Is it okay? Huh? Dr. Dr.
One
Participants,
Dr.
second.
Maheshwari, thank you very much for your contribution, Dr. Balan.
thank you, sir.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate. Dr. Venkatesh appreciated the questions and the feedback and the participation. Engagement was very, very important for me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Dear
Take
participants,
care.
all of
Yeah.
you fill up the feedback form.
Thank
Can
you,
I
sir.
leave now, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Please.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Take
Bye,
care.
sir.
Bye,
Bye.
sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.